Thank you so much, Char. I can't believe we hit hard. I'm Captain Ezekiel, guys, and we are here to run one of the greatest horror remakes we've seen in a while. This is Silent Hill 2. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of what we're doing, I have one of the greatest couches I've ever seen in my life here. We got Maxylobes, legendary horror runner, alongside Bobbeigh, newly forced horror runner. We kind of took him in, and now he's ours. Great friend, and then we got also, you just saw Ecdycis run Dead Rising, DR. There's like 4 of them or something like that.
Well, this should be Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2.
Ah, okay, fair enough. All right, so we are going to be doing hard. So right quick before I start, we're doing it on New Game Plus. We're not actually playing New Game Plus. This is for the incentives of the endings, Dog vs. UFO. Time will start after I skip the first cutscene. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit start game here, and I will count you down here in just a second. All right, so time will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right.
Thank you. All right, we are playing as Jimothy Sunderland, and we are here running to Silent Hill. As mentioned before, and if you haven't picked up on it, this is a remake of the original Silent Hill 2, which was released, was that 2001?
Correct, yeah.
2001 for that game. Surprised I knew that. And we got a lot of changes here, a lot of very big, stark changes. And honestly, I have a couple of Silent Hill 2 experts on my couch who know quite a bit about the original. And you know, while we're currently taking this little jog, if you will, over to Silent Hill, Maxie, can you let me know what did you think was like the biggest stark difference, other than obviously the update to like the game engine and stuff, that is different between the original and then the remake?
So in the remake, there are quite a few added cutscenes that were never in the original, and they give more context to the characters and their meaning, you know, what they represent in the story. And I think Bloober made a very conscious effort to make it digestible for everyone, not just for the fans of the original. So I do really appreciate that a lot of the new stuff that's added, those cutscenes, really don't, you know, bog down the game. They really enhance it. I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah, definitely a lot of super good like cinematic production quality went into this, and even the mocap actor for James was nominated for an award at the Game Awards. So honestly, so much really went into this, and I think what's peak about this game, and you'll hear it throughout the game, is the audio plays a big part in just the engagement of this game. But that's kind of give you guys the idea of what we're going for here. I do know that like I said, we're going to be running to Silent Hill. This might take a couple minutes. I know that we have a bid war open for UFO ending versus dog ending. These are 2 endings that we're going to choose between the 2. And the way this is going to work is I am going to pick up the items for both endings and meet my criteria and follow the triggers for these endings until we get to where they would normally happen. I'll be making a save, and then we'll be finishing the game following its traditional ending. This is so that we can show off the double pyramid head fight and the last boss, and then whichever ending wins, we will load that save, and that will be the end of the run. We got a long time till then, though, however, but I do think what we do have time for right now is donations, if we got some.
Oh, we definitely have some donations. Lots of love coming in here for Silent Hill. Tons of people love this game, as it turns out. $50 from the Red F, who says, there was a hole here, but it's gone now that the AGDQ Silent Hill 2 speedrun is here. Thank you so much. And we have $10 from James Sunderland, who says, it's so foggy. I mean, I have to agree, that's a true statement. We also have $10 from Wolfbender, who says, the hills are evil. The residents are silent. Wait, that's not right.
Close enough.
Close enough. Horror Block is on. We're all excited for it.
All right, so what we just did is we picked up a key. You're going to see a lot of that throughout this game. A lot of picking up keys, a lot of putting in codes, a lot of doing stuff that makes a little bit to no sense at all. Like, we'll be doing certain puzzles to get keys, and in the back of your mind, you should be thinking, that's not convenient. There's no way. Like, even if you're trying to hide a key, that's not even the best way to do it. We're going to have a lot of those moments in this game. This game has a lot of puzzles, and all of them are static with the exception of about 3. One of them is one we're going to try to skip later, hopefully. And the other one, there is a puzzle later that, depending on how bad the RNG is, I will be making donations on behalf of how bad it treats me. And historically speaking, let's just say it's looking good for the PCF.
Yeah, the RNG was something that's honestly got remade. That was in the OG too. So the puzzles he was talking about are honestly, I think it's the exact same 1 and 6, right? Although I think it's in this case 1 and 3.
For the Hangman puzzle, it's 1 and 3. And then for the bug room puzzle, technically, if we don't get the skip on it, that's like a 1 and 9 or something along those lines. A lot of RNG.
Gotta love it, huh?
But we have finally arrived, guys. We've made it to Silent Hill. We beat the game. We did it. We're here.
Woohoo! And on hard mode. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that fast. All right. So I should touch on the differences between the difficulties. So thank you to everyone who donated to get us hard restricted. I'm very excited. Not sure how I feel about a lot of people saying they want to watch me suffer, but we're going to roll with it. Hard and standard and light are the 3 difficulties. There's also puzzle difficulties. We run on hard puzzle difficulty. It is technically a little bit slower, but the odds of me being able to relearn all the puzzles on a different difficulty is going to take even more time. So we're doing hard. Light, standard, and hard. The key differences are enemies hit a lot harder on the hardest difficulty. We are given a lot less ammo. So the way we route in items for this to be able to complete the game is we rely heavily on the ammo that's statically spawned, which means it's there in every difficulty, and then the boss ammo spawns. Now, the way they made this game a little bit more difficult is they made it so that ammo will change variable on how much you walk into the fight with. So if I walk into a fight with 12 shotgun bullets, on light, it's still going to spawn a bunch of ammo. On hard, it's going to tell me, no way, dude, and it's not going to give me a single bit of ammo. So we have to kind of play a little reserved and utilize melee combat. Melee combat's very strong in this game. It's actually absurdly strong in this game. So we'll be utilizing it a lot on hard because we have to save our ammo for when it really, really matters. And we're actually here now at our first enemy interaction. We're not actually going to fight them. We're going to just dodge past them. And a dodge mechanic that we have in this game is super nice. It's really strong. This guy's going to run at us, and we're just going to ignore him. And we're going to run right past him. And now we got a wooden plank. This thing is going to carry us for a little while until we get our first actual weapon. We're going to grab a safety heal because on hard, it is no joke.
Yeah, so the dodge mechanic that Zeke just mentioned is, like he said, extremely strong. It does have some iframes, and I do believe that the combat was kind of built around it, because if you weren't to have that dodge mechanic, I think a lot of fights in this game just wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would be impossible. I couldn't imagine doing double pyramid head without it. Like, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was exactly about to touch on that. Like, the later boss fights get incredibly aggressive as they transition to their boss phases. So even in that aforementioned boss fight, like, you legitimately cannot outrange them. They will always chase you down with an attack. So that dodge is incredibly handy.
Yeah. So we're grabbing a couple items here. We're grabbing this bar coin. I hope on hard that enemy that runs in here is a little fast, but we're faster. Thanks for opening the door, buddy. So we got a coin here. Now, we're trying to get a key. Just remember that. The whole purpose of what we're doing, like, right at this very moment is we need a key. So obviously, we're going to need to go fix a vinyl and start up a jukebox and fix the jukebox in order to get that key, because that's obviously how that works. So we're going to be running around here, kind of avoiding most of these enemies. We're going to quick make the pit stop for the dog ending item, one of them, and the UFO ending item. So the difficult thing about this is we're going to have enemies kind of on our tail, and we're going to hope that they're going to treat us kind. So we're going to grab this first part of the dog key in the event that the dog ending wins. And then over here, we're going to break a window, do a little bit of vandalism, never hurt anybody. And we're going to grab this. And that guy's going to let us know that he means business.
You broke his window. Of course he is.
Okay, that's fair, yeah. So now we got the blue gem in that. We're going to hold on to those for basically the entire game. Now we're going to go in here and hope that the enemies are a little bit kind. This room is very risky because there's a bunch of lying figures in here. We're going to grab this part, and we're going to grab this glue. And we're going to turn around and hope no one's blocking our window. He's blocking our window. Very cool. And we're going to go out this window.
You know what's really funny about the windows? For those who haven't played this game, when you beat the game, they give you this result. It's like, oh, you beat it in this time. You took this much damage. You checked the map this many times. And it'll tell you, oh, hey, you broke this many windows.
It also has an achievement for how many doors did you try to open. It's like it's making fun of you a little bit. It's like, how many doors did you face check? But now we're just running to the pharmacy where we're going to get a couple key items. So I think right now it'd also be, if you have any donations, feel free to let them rip.
Absolutely. We've got some love coming in from you. $100 from Captain Liberty, who says, so happy to see so many giving so much so selflessly. GDQ is amazing. Captain Ezekiel, never stop doing what you love. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much. We also have some people hoping for the dog ending. $302 from Winslash, who says, another Silent Hill, another donation for AGDQ. This donation is for the dog ending for my favorite person who loves both dogs and Silent Hill, Takara. Thanks for running this, Captain Ezekiel. And there is a bid war for dog ending versus UFO ending. Right now, dog ending is quite a bit in the lead, but I hear that UFO ending is better. Care to comment on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Right before I mention that, though, Captain Liberty is my older brother, so thank you, Nate, for that donation. That was very sweet.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So yeah, UFO and dog ending. These are two endings that were in the original. The remake did add some endings. The dog ending in the original is the lead up to it, like the starting of the ending is very similar, and it's remade, and it is cool. There is a big part of it that has been taken out, which is the blooper credits, which have it still has the funny song, but it does not have the blooper credits it originally had. It just has standard credits, whereas the UFO ending, on the other hand, has been changed. And I will give you a teaser of it because I do want it to get met. What I will say is that we see old James. So we want to see James from 2001. It's a fantastic, really funny ending. I would super recommend you guys also try that out. So I did remember, Maxi, no worries.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
We have to interact with this gem. You hear the little spaceship noises. That's one of the parts where we have to look at that item in order to trigger the UFO ending. So we're grabbing that, and you'll see me do that 2 more times.
Yeah, one of the cool things about this game, too, is the early game town, I think they made like 3 times longer. And the OG, you get the plank of wood, and it's like, all right, time to get to the apartments, hurry up. And this game, like, we still haven't left the street. We're still in the street.
We are still in the streets.
You can spend a lot of time here.
It's kind of its own, like, dungeon area.
Yeah, so each area has essentially like you're kind of revealed the end gimmick of the area, what you need to do to get out and get through, but there's obviously a lot of puzzles. A lot of solutions we ignore because we simply know them. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to fix up this jukebox. So it's going to give us the other part to this, and then we're going to jump in our inventory and combine everything we need. And then we're going to jump into the jukebox, and we have to do a couple, like, oh, look, it's broken button presses, essentially.
How fast did that glue dry?
Pretty fast. That's some Gorilla Glue.
I'm glad it worked, because like, imagine he's like put it on wrong, like it just upside down, made like an S. Damn, it messed up.
And just like that, we fix the vinyl and we get a key. Very, very interesting way to be going about that. It don't make no sense. Like we can't even pretend like, you know, maybe in a world someone like, unless you're in an escape room, that's not how that works.
Silent Hill's an escape room. Got it.
All right, so basically what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get all the way to the apartments. The apartments is where the game kind of essentially really starts. I think most runners would agree that once you get to the apartments, you really start to feel the game. Like you really start to feel the difficulty, you start to feel the puzzles, you start to see why it can be kind of a nightmare. This game, when you start to restrict your open area down to like small hallways, small rooms, you start to really see how terrifying enemies can like really get, because they hit very, very hard. On hard difficulty, a single enemy hit takes out about 1/3 of James's HP. Certain bosses, a single hit will kill James. It is very, very challenging. So we just picked up what we need to go to the apartments. Now all these enemies are going to start spawning. We're going to kind of just... Yeah, it's very windy. POV Pittsburgh right now. It's very cold and windy. And what we're doing is we're running past everyone. One thing I will mention that's an important detail. Audio cues are a massive part of this run. It's a very important thing to understand what enemies sound like when they're about to swing, and especially later in areas when you can't see them. So you'll probably see me do dodges at certain points that look like nothing's near me, or like maybe I've already cleared the enemy. It's because I know that they're swinging, I know they're winding up an attack, so I need to dodge before you get thumped. And getting thumped feels really bad. There's also a movement tech I'm going to show you right here. You kind of saw me dodge up and down stairs earlier. Dodging up and down stairs is faster. There's the swing dodging tech here. We heard James do a little bit of a caveman grunt. You will hear that a lot. It is faster to do that down certain straight hallways, like this one here. Ooh, a little bit of a frame drop, but that's part of the game. It's actually a feature. is all the frame drops you get from Unreal Engine 5. We're going to grab this flashlight, and the first enemy is going to spawn. I'm going to try to bait him to swing. He didn't jump, so I might get grabbed. Yeah.
Spoke too soon.
So we're going to push him away, grab our key, and if I'm fast enough, I can get around him without him touching me. Don't get out of here, buddy.
You know, despite the mannequins being all feet, they have hands. And they hurt.
Oh, yeah.
They do
got
have it.
mittens.
Well, I guess it's like, what, feet?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think saying you got feet is a good term of phrase.
They don't have the foot, though.
I mean, they have, like, I guess, hooves then, huh?
They got, yeah.
Bro got lacked on by some ligament.
The way you're getting hit repeatedly.
Yeah, they hurt, and they make a very like distinct thumping sound too. Like, you know, like if you were a kid and you just said something silly around your parents and you just thumped up the back of your head. It's like that. It's exactly like that, actually. It's a very loud and jarring hit, and obviously getting hit loses time because we get staggered, and we do not want to lose time.
So, question for you all: is it a punch or a kick?
Still on this?
I kind of am, yeah.
Eck, it is almost midnight. We can't be having these kind of philosophical type questions. I'm gonna say it's a kick though. We just
It's a high
actually-
kick.
Yeah, we just ran into a character that is actually a very big part of Silent Hill 2 is Laura. We skipped the cutscene because she's mean and calls us names, and it kind of hurts my feelings. So she does it a few times. She calls James a fart face, which is super not cool, bro. Like, it is not fun.
It's the real deep insult.
Yeah.
Keeps you lying awake at night.
There's a lot of noises around us. We're just grabbing a couple more key items before we head upstairs and we finally get our weapon, or the first gun we really get. So, again, if there's any donations or shout-outs you want to do now, that'd be a good time for it.
Absolutely. We have $50 from Basil, who says, "You got this, Captain. We got to make this as fun for you as we can." Winky face. Thank you so much. And we do have at least a little bit of love coming in from the UFO ending. $5 from Kasur Sora, who says, "What's up, Horror Block crew? I want to change it up this Silent Hill 2 run and put my money towards UFO ending, because to quote Ecdycis back in GDQX 2018, I want to believe." And I believe that we as a community are doing amazing things, putting our money towards beating cancer. I myself have recently been diagnosed with a non-cancerous tumor called desmoid since August, and I just started chemo treatment yesterday. It's the first step to healing, but chemo is difficult. Let's put our money into helping make sure that fewer people need to go through this difficult process. Much love from Sora. Can we get a round of applause for Sora cheering on that
Thank you very much,
chemotherapy?
Sora. Wish you were here.
Yep.
And thank you again for donating toward UFO ending. It is catching up a little bit, but it's got a long ways to go. Still about $5,000 off on that one, but again, that ending is so cool. It's got UFOs in it. If you were a fan of UFO 50 earlier this week, maybe you could drop a $50 donation towards getting more UFOs in the marathon. I think that'd be pretty fantastic.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
UFO 51. Also, that was a deep cut of a donation. Max, you remember that run? I think it was like, what, GDQX 2018? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to believe.
I wanted UFO to win, so I had a shirt that was like the X-Files, I want to believe. And then at the final part of the UFO ending, I just ripped open my shirt and then shouted it out loud. You know what? Guess what won, by the way? It was
Dog ending.
It was dog ending.
Of course.
GDQ chat does love the dog ending, and honestly, Mira is pretty cute. He's a cute dog.
Well, that's kind of neat, though, because I guess Silent Hill 2 has been in GDQ a fair amount with the OG game. There's a run where Maxi had, like, a dog-ending hat.
Yes, I had a dog-ending mask, and I specifically licked Punchy.
Punchy.
with the dog mask.
And that was the game saved meme. We don't game save in this one. This one we have a... I don't want to make the
save.
noise, but it's just like... and then constantly, like, ducking and weaving. They also have a safe.
Yeah, the
Saves.
safe has this has 2 items, and CaptainEzekiel is going to do a aim cancel, I guess we could call it. Sometimes when you pick up items, as James is like putting it in his pocket or wherever he puts it in his jacket, CaptainEzekiel is going to aim his gun, and it's going to cancel the animation so that he can automatically interact with other things. And you're going to see that quite a bit on certain doors, certain items, and other puzzle interactions.
Also,
Very, very small tech, but it saves a lot of time over the course of 2 hours.
we also talked about it earlier, but since, while the puzzles aren't hard, CaptainEzekiel does know pretty much all the answers except for the randomized ones. So if it looks like he's going way faster than he did in your casual playthrough, he straight up knows the answer that will send you like 5 different parts of the game to find.
Yeah. I'm essentially, I'm cheating.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. It's not fair.
broad strategy guide.
You also see more of these dodges that was talked about. You have the audio cues from, I think these are the mannequins.
Yep, correct.
So it's a well-timed dodges at this part. We're getting some pretty wacky ones later, but it's going well so far.
Yeah, so far no thumps. So we appreciate no thumps, but those will in due time. This is hard mode. Enemies are significantly more aggressive and tankier, so they're gonna let us know exactly how they feel about us when we get to a certain part of this area after we clear the first parts of the apartment. What we have in this game is other world locations. So after you clear like an area, for these apartments, for example, you unlock the next area, which is typically the other world apartments. It's Blue Creek and Woodside.
Woodside.
Yeah. Yeah. So once we finish it up here, which we actually are coming close to finishing it, we are about to run into a beloved character? Question mark?
I like them.
This is Eddie.
Who's there?
Goodbye, Eddie.
It's just like me, for real, for real.
That is Eddie. We're gonna be running into him later. Okay, okay. Let's get away. I need this coin here.
Pool party.
There's a pool party. James was not invited, so he's got to go.
Oh, they didn't have any water in that pool. I don't want to go there. Hey, let's chill in like the empty pool with a coin in it.
The whole thing of what we're trying to do here, we're trying to drop frames is what we're doing, because this is let me just pause for a second. That'll usually help the frames chill out. Unreal Engine 5, very funny.
This is the actual speed trap, by the way.
Yes. It's also because there's an enemy behind us. We don't want him to mess with us. The game is poorly optimized, and it's not as a fault of Bluebers. It is just Unreal Engine 5
It's a hard engine.
It is. We're going to do a coin puzzle here that is a set solution. It's all about doing fast inputs. And that's the puzzle.
So fast. So fast.
I was very much enjoying that keyboard ASMR segment.
It's fun inputs. As well, that last coin, you can put whatever you want there. It does affect the ending. I don't remember which one goes to which, but it goes to the 3 main endings of the game.
Yeah, the endings in this game work the same way they do in the original, where there's kind of a weighted point system, where certain actions, certain things you do will weight against an ending. And so depending on which one you have weighted against the heaviest towards the end determines which ending you get. Obviously, with the exception of like the New Game Plus endings like Dog Ending and UFO, where you can just simply force them to end using their items.
All right, I think we're in the other world now.
We are in the Otherworld apartments now. This is where it becomes a lot more dangerous. We get introduced to the Otherworld enemies, which are essentially the same enemies that are in the normal world, except they got goop on them. And they're a little bit stronger. Like this guy, this lying figure here, they spit poison now. Hoping he does not bother me while I break open this wall. I got a sneaking suspicion he's gonna bother me while I'm breaking open this wall, because he didn't act. Oh no, okay, cool, sick, thanks buddy. Now we got a couple fellas here. See, these mannequins will always try to run towards their default location. It's the game's way of like trying to scare you and show you that they go to certain places where they need to be. If you beat them there, though, you can typically get away from them without them touching you. But yeah, this is the Otherworld apartments. It is the same layout essentially as the normal apartments, but things are different. The puzzles are different. And what I'm going to do here is I have to kill this enemy here. I have to hit 4 shots. Get rid of that guy. If I don't get rid of him, they're gonna stop me while I break this, and I get thumped quite a bit. It's very easy to die here.
So we haven't talked about it, but like, your healing's just random needles you find in the street?
Yeah, it's not very clean. I don't know why James is doing it. You'll see that James isn't the most cleanliest guy in a few moments.
Yeah.
He will do anything to get the keys he needs, and that anything is kind of gross. So we'll see that in a little bit.
I don't even think he would do anything. I think he wanted to or wants to.
Yeah. So this hallway here, we're gonna go through it a couple times. It is right now it's very tame, but all those enemies you kind of saw on the floor, they're napping, and they will wake up soon. And when they do, that hallway becomes a whole lot of fun. But we have to do a couple valve puzzles first and grab a couple keys. So I'm gonna jump in here. That window closes behind us, jump scare. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn this guy. And it's gonna open this door. There's gonna be a lion figure here. Goodbye, buddy. This is when enemies start to wake up, but not all of them. There is going to be a mannequin here that's to my right. He's going to swing, and I'm going to dodge it. We're going to go in here, and now all the enemies are basically starting to wake up. We're going to go in here and follow closely to a mannequin, and the reason we're doing this is so that he will reset where he's going to be, so he doesn't stop us from taking off this valve. So I'm going to kind of follow real close to him, and we're going to grab this, pop this open, and we have to grab this valve, and now there's enemies spawning around us, so I have to be careful not to get hit. And now the gang's all here.
They're really...
Come on.
Oh.
The gang is all here. Yep.
Okay, one more dodge. Oh.
Almost.
They're right on me. Let's get in here. We're going to do this.
Perfect.
Not even close.
Great job.
Yeah, that hallway is a nightmare.
Luckily, as you did see on the bottom right there, when it gets really bad, you see that giant plus. Like, hey, you're dying. Heal now. And then they give you the worst ones like, hey, you're really dying. Heal now. Which, as you see, it worked out.
Yeah, that was one of the worst hallways I've seen. Like, there were so many guys there, and he didn't want to get out of the way of the door, which is super funny. So this clock puzzle is different than the original. Ek, why is this, and how is this different from the original?
So it's just only a little bit different. It's kind of a cheeky in the way they did it. This clock, we need to get 3 different hands. We need the hour hand, the minute hand, and the second hand. However, the funny part is the answers are actually just about the same as the original, barring maybe the second hand. Because in the OG game, it was about maybe 9-10. In this game, it's also about 9-10. And also, James is an animal. Would any of you do this just... Like, he didn't even think about it. He didn't even like, oh, there's a note that tells me. He just reaches in.
He is, he's getting in there.
He didn't even roll up his sleeve, dude.
Didn't, dog.
I'm surprised he wasn't going bobbing for apples right in the
Bro, like, I
And
know.
It stays there for a while.
Hey, Bobby,
Like,
Bobby, we were talking about soup earlier. I told you it'd come back. You know what? That's soup. There you go.
All right. There's a couple of risky enemies here I have to be careful for. There's this mannequin in here. I'm going to kind of bait him to swing. And hopefully I can get this before he punches me. Oh, I
Nice.
And we're going to come out here, and we need to kill this guy right here.
Yeah, so the reason why Zeke's killing that guy is because he will actually just go into the puzzle room and sit right next to the puzzle. And then he'll spit acid everywhere. And you can't solve a puzzle while you're getting acid spit on you. Just doesn't work.
It is very not fun when it happens. And we have an enemy that spawns here in this room after I open this door. We're going to go ahead and just get to the puzzle as fast as possible because he will stay aggroed and he's going to follow us here if I don't do it fast enough. So thankfully the puzzle isn't exactly something difficult. We're going to combine these parts of the bird. And then we're going to interact with the puzzle, and we're going to put the bird there, this bird there. We're going to move it over, as you obviously would, to get your keys.
I feel like he could have just put his finger down on it, and maybe it would have just shattered.
Just throw it against the wall. Could have done a lot.
He really wanted to reach in the toilet.
Oh, the hole. We're going to jump down. Hopefully this guy doesn't touch me. Okay.
No, you're good, you're good.
All right. A little bit of frame drop just for to taste, you know? It'll let you know you're really running an Unreal Engine game.
A little extra spice.
A little extra spice, yeah. The frame rates keep it very interesting. You thought hard was the difficulty selection. It's actually the what settings you're running.
You know, speaking of which, I'm pretty sure what ended up happening is, I imagine it has something to do with the frame drops, but there was another category that's not here, but it's unrestricted, where you get really low FPS and you can just like walk through a lot of the game's stuff. It's not as fun because it's like, hey, you know that level? All right, we're skipping all of it. It's gone.
Yeah, those skips in unrestricted were found because someone who had a poor GPU was like, I kind of didn't see this door spawn the way you guys saw it spawn. And it's because he was at 10 FPS. So right now, all we're doing is a little bit of cleanup. We're going to go get the last puzzle piece we need to set us up for the upcoming boss fight. So if there's a donation or two, now's a good time for it.
There are always at least 2 donations over here. We've got quite a few more than that, but we do have some UFO love coming in. $100 from Isquin, who says, heck yeah, a legendary remake of a legendary game with a legendary couch on commentary. I'm locked in to enjoy the Silent Hill of Jim Bob's own making, or whatever other tortured mangling Charbunny wants to apply to Monsieur Sunderland's name. Put this towards UFO ending. I'm curious, what are the couch's opinions? Do you prefer Jimmy, Jim Bob, James, Jimbo? What's the thoughts on this?
Jam.
I'm a big,
I like Jimothy.
I like them both.
I like just James.
Those are all incredible. I love them. And we are still trying to get UFO ending. It is still pretty far behind. But if you're interested in animals, I know there's some dog lovers out there right now. Might I interest you in an upgrade for a later game? Crow Country is coming up later tonight, and we can upgrade that to Murder of Crows difficulty. That's $2,000 out of a needed $5,000. So if you're an animal lover, you want to see Murder of Crows difficulty, which sounds like more crows. I'm not sure. Sounds pretty fun. Go ahead and put your donations towards that.
Heck yeah, man. Let's keep them coming. We love the donations, everyone. We always appreciate all the support and love to the PCF and everything that GDQ puts on here. So honestly, big shout outs to them for all the super good work that they do. All right, we got the second hand. We got all the hands we need. And now we are going to run into a very scary guy, but you've probably heard of him. We're about to go do the Pyramid Head 1 boss fight, which on hard is very difficult. It's going to require a lot of focus from me. Actually, every boss is essentially going to require that. So I have enlisted the assistance of Sir Maxylobes to explain what's about to happen. And I will hopefully see you guys on the other side of this.
All right, so here is the big, bad, accidental mascot of Silent Hill. It's Pyramid Head. This originally was a timed thing, so, you know, CaptainEzekiel could just wait 3 minutes like the original game in the remake. It's the same thing, but
we have
that's
received a bug.
slow.
Unfortunately, this is a rare bug, and of course it would happen right now. The game has black screened on us. I have to restart it.
That gives me more time to explain.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So
go ahead and explain
Pyramid,
it.
the big bad guy. Like I said, 3 minutes, you can wait and he'll leave, but that's slow. Why would we do that? We can just wail on him with a big plank of wood, and that plank of wood is going to reduce that time. It's not damage-based, it's time-based. So every time you whack him with that plank of wood, it's going to remove 12 seconds from that timer. And every time you shoot him with the handgun, I believe it's 4 seconds. So for every 3 shots, that's 1 hit with the plank of wood. So it's much more time efficient to just keep on wailing on him with that plank of wood. So that's what CaptainEzekiel is going to start the fight with, and there's going to be a couple of moves that Pyramid Head's going to try to do. He's going to do a force push, and he's going to try to use his sword. There is a sideways swing, and there is an overhead swing. Now, the overhead swing is pretty easy to dodge. The side swings sometimes are a little strange. So we've got an overhead here. He's going to do a force push, and that's okay. You actually want to take the force push damage, because it is faster. The damage you don't want to take is the sword damage. It's all Ezekiel's got to watch out for. Good dodge, good dodge. So second phase. Second phase here, he's going to start getting more aggressive and do more sword attacks. And they are going to also be very high damage. Right here, he's going to do a second swing. Another second swing attack. Gonna finish him off with a handgun ammo. This should almost be done. Oh, look at him go. Here's a grab, great dodge. Oh, that's so cheeky.
Threw in an extra one there at the
So
end.
cheeky. Yeah, so it's a very difficult fight. Like I said, you get hit once with that sword, and it's just like 70% of your health is just completely depleted. So, same thing though. It's gonna get off some melee attacks here until it gets some force pushes, which we take on purpose, like I said earlier. Quick second phase, really good so far. Go with a handgun. And the reason why we do this is because we're actually trying to lead Pyramid Head closer to the door that he's going to exit to, because he takes forever to walk over to it when he actually, you know, dies. Well, quote unquote dies.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna kind of run our way a little bit here. We're gonna grab this.
There we go.
Awesome.
That's it.
No backswing this time.
Yeah.
I mean, for the fans, I mean, the weapon's called the Great Knife.
It's great, all
We
right.
saw how great it is.
Yeah.
It chunks you.
It is a scary, scary knife. The way we do that is those force pushes are not damage-less. They do a significant amount. And one single hit, you die. Unfortunately, I had him at the door, and I thought he would die. But the problem with Pyramid Head is he probably was at the percentage to die when I died. Except if he's in any animation, he gets priority, and he will keep going until it ends.
His animation will not cancel.
Yeah. But
Now, also, another thing to point out here is that Ezekiel's purposefully not healing. So you're probably wondering, like, is he going to heal? No. He's going to stay like this because you actually get a complete full heal when you enter Heaven's Night, which will be in a few minutes.
Yeah. So honestly, I expected the black screen for sure. Like, at least one technical issue, and at least a death. And you know what? We got one out of the way now. Smooth sailing from here on out. Surely, I promise.
Honestly, it seems like Pyramid Head really wanted his 3 minutes one way or another.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm finally back on the GDQ stage. I gotta make it.
UFO.
Oh, yep, good. Yes, sir. That's why we got him.
On the upside, you could also do it after the Maria cutscene.
Yeah, that's when I was actually used to doing it, but that works too. We have to interact with the UFO item here just to make sure that the game triggers the ending potentially if we get to UFO ending, by the way. So now we're introduced to Maria. Kind of our wife, but not really at the same time.
Not my wife.
Not really.
Maybe she would be if James didn't like coat his arm in toilet.
It's so gross. All right, so we're going to be running behind Maria here for a little bit. So honestly, donations are good to go.
Awesome. We have $25 here from Avokamu, who says, "Hey Zeke, the gang's watching you live from your favorite Speedwalkers faction, and best of luck on your run. Hope you get at least one invisible enemy, smiley face." Shout out to the lovely couch of Maxi, Bobbeigh, and Ecdycis as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Moo.
We also have $25 from Sarah, who asks, "Does Pyramid Head represent James's fear of trigonometry?"
It's all of our fear of trigonometry.
We also have $500 from Anonymous, who says, 8 years watcher, first-time donator, loving the energy going towards a good cause. Excited for Silent Hill 2? Good luck, Captain Ezekiel. Much love from Mexico. Let's go. Can we get a let's go from the crowd?
Let's go.
$500. Thank you so much.
That was absolutely beautiful. I also want to remind everyone, we do still have that ending choice bidwar open. You saw us get a little bit closer to that UFO ending. That is at $3,924. It is Trailing Dog ending, which just crossed the $10,000 mark. But we have like an hour and a half left in the speed run. I think we can make it happen. So let's get those UFO donations in. And when you donate, you're also entered in to win a ton of horror block prizes. There's a Resident Evil Las Plagas painting that looks absolutely incredible. For $10 minimum donation, a Silent Hill Save Square LED light could be yours. And a $5 minimum donation enters you to win a Silent Hill Save Wall necklace. So lots of ways to keep yourself safe in Silent Hill with those donations. Make sure you get them in. You do have to assign your donations towards that bid war. You don't have to assign them to prizes. You just kind of get entered in to win those for free. So please make sure you get your donations in. gdq.gg/donate.
Heck yeah, man.
Wonderful.
Thank you again, everyone, for those donations. That's super awesome. You guys might just saw we went into the doghouse, picked up a bone, which is essentially just a part of a key. We now have what we need to trigger the dog ending, so nothing more for that. So if that ends up winning, we can use that. But now we got a pipe. We have substituted out our wooden plank for a pipe. That guy's trying to get me. He's not going to get me. We got another guy in here. We're kind of just a beeline run. This is usually pretty safe. So we have Maria with us. One thing, I'm going to grab this ammo here. One thing to note about Maria, she can die. And we are given, though, a little bit of a grace here. So Capcom, take notes on how to do this. Essentially, if Maria gets grabbed or hit, she gets entered into an animation, you're given one freebie. And she'll break free on her own. The funny part about that is actually kind of, I like the way they did it, is if you don't help Maria break out of a grab or break out of something, she'll break out and then she'll be mad at you. Well, she will essentially, James will be like, hey bro, you good? And then Maria's like, no, James, I'm not good. And he's like, ah.
I'm
Damn, that's
angry.
crazy.
No talk.
Sorry to hear that, or I'm happy for you, but.
Sorry.
But we're here in Heaven's Night. We skipped a lot of the dialogue and cutscene here. It's just essentially a little bit of lore and stuff about Maria. We're just looking to get moving, but we kind of have to wait for it. Like, Maria, can we go? One, up two, and she just takes forever. So we're going to be walking behind Maria for a little bit. There is some very notable differences from the original here. That honestly, Maxie, I think you might be the best to touch on this. What is different? Are we going to see some pizza? Are we not going to see the pizza? What happened to the pizza?
So we are not going to be seeing the pizza in the bowling alley. That is just not. It's a thing, but it's not a cutscene with Eddie. You don't have the classic line. But that's okay because they did add a lot of cool stuff in Heaven's Night that you can interact with, a completely brand new cutscene as well, and also the redone soundtrack. Akira Yamaoka and his band, my goodness, they just went off on this soundtrack. So one of my favorite tracks is the new Heaven's Night track.
That's it.
Maria actually forces you to listen to it. She doesn't let you leave.
I don't blame her.
It's a banger. And we're kind of forced to walk behind Maria here a little bit. They added a whole new thing to this because I believe the movie, the cinema, right, was not a part of the original.
No.
So we get a whole new sets of like dialogue and introduction to like Laura a little bit more and Eddie, and it also kind of gives you a little bit of like sort of like a hint as to what Silent Hill really is and how it's different for every person. Because we're gonna run into here and we'll see Laura and Eddie, and then we'll come out here and be like, "Hey, Eddie, where's Laura?" And he's like, "Who's Laura?" So that's essentially the gist of what you're gonna see. If you watch him play the game like casually, it's a lot of like, "Did you see that thing?" And they're like, "No, bro, I didn't see that thing." And it's just different for every person here.
Yeah, and this is the only Silent Hill game where that actually works. You know, how it's different for everybody's subconscious and their emotions.
So, have any of you guys ever done this?
Okay, I'm gonna let this cutscene play a little bit just to understand what Ek is talking about here. Guys, you've not done this. Please tell me
How do you
have.
know?
Okay, so Eddie is sitting here eating out of what I thought originally was a popcorn bucket with his hands, but I recently learned, to not my satisfaction, that he's actually eating ice cream and scooping it with his hand. Look at the ice cream on his hand.
His hands are pink, yeah.
Melted strawberry ice
Also,
cream.
did you think he was like scooping straight butter out of that?
A little bit, yes. I thought
Pink butter.
pink. Okay, I didn't see the pink. Maybe it's Pepto-Bismol. I don't know. Like
That's somehow worse.
it's definitely worse. But don't eat ice cream with your hands, guys, please. I beg of you.
If there's anything to take from this run at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of worse things than eating ice cream with your hands.
There's a lot of serious subject matter in this game, but really the biggest take home is don't eat ice cream with your hands.
Especially when you dipped your hands in that toilet bowl.
No, that was James. That's why he's not doing it.
I mean, speaking of which, I have $5 from James's right hand, who says, once I enter, there's no turning back. Also, hi, BB Red 5 and Dad. Thank you so much.
Thank you, James's right hand. Go take a shower, please.
I don't think there's any cleaning that. They just like cut it off.
We got to get you washed up because it is gross that he did that.
I just want to mention, by the way, that Laura is totally within her right to run away from this man. Like, she can smell him from the other side of the remote theater.
All right, so this whole intermission section was essentially to get us to the next big area of the game, which is the hospital. One of the more, I would say, notable areas of the game, because this is where you get introduced to the next enemy type, which is the nurses and the nightmare nurses. And their names are accurate, because they are a nightmare. Nurses in this game are the scariest enemy by far. They hit very hard, they have Street Fighter combos, and they're just a bunch of dirty mashers too, so they just mash their attacks on you, and it's just not fun.
Dude, they can literally hit moment 37 on you.
Yeah.
They can block you.
It's rough, but we're gonna get this key to the basement, but the hospital actually isn't that big of an area when you kind of beeline to all the puzzles and all the solutions, so we kind of know what we're doing. We're also gonna get our second weapon, or third technically, of the run, where we're gonna get the shotgun later. We're gonna run into Laura here. She's gonna run. James is gonna ask, I wonder why she's so scared of us. Or Maria's gonna ask, and James says, I don't think she likes you very much. It's actually because you smell bad, James. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's probably why.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
All right, what's gonna happen here is we actually have some scary enemies here, and Maria's with us, and we have to do like an interaction to get an item, and we have two mannequins to deal with. There's one that's gonna be right here. I'm gonna hopefully kill him fast enough so that the other one doesn't bother us. That first one was a warning shot, don't worry. And now we're gonna run over here, and might be one next to me. He's not, I don't hear him.
He's doing the hidey stuff.
He's chilling.
Sometimes mannequins just hide in plain sight, and they're like, "You can't see me." And it's like, "Nah,
I mean, it
we
worked.
can
I don't see
you."
the guy.
So Maria's gonna kind of hang out behind us. There's a good to fair to almost guaranteed chance she's about to get grabbed by this mannequin that spawns here on our right. If she does, we're going to pretend like we don't hear it, and we're just going to do what we want to do anyways.
Yep,
She whispered that.
she's definitely getting grabbed right now.
And James, she's getting grabbed. James like, don't worry, I'll be right back. And we're just out here grabbing the item anyways. We didn't even care. Grab the safety heal here, because as you can see, we take a lot of damage in this run sometimes. And now the enemies are going to kind of be around this area, but typically they're pretty non-threatening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a really funny thing about this game. Sometimes when you have Maria being grabbed by an enemy and you go do like a key item or an interaction that starts like a cutscene, the game will just cancel whatever's happening to her and she'll act like you saved her, even though you very clearly abandoned her.
Yeah, it always happens in this elevator. She's like, I think you saved my life back there. And it's like, sure. Whatever you say, Chief. But we got some time here because we're going to be running around and grabbing some key items. So if there's any other donations, now's a good time for it.
We absolutely have some $1,000 coming in from Anonymous. Thank you so much. And they say donating $10, or did I get it right? I don't know, it's really foggy over here. Loving the energy, time, and effort GDQ and the runners put towards an amazing cause. Let's keep the donations coming. Donation goes towards dog ending because, you know, dog, less than 3. So we do have some love coming in for dog, but UFO ending is fighting back. Over $4,000 now on the board with help from $100. Wait, let me try this again. Sorry, $111 from ANC, who says, "In my restless dreams, I see that UFO." A lot of people have restless dreams and are seeing quite a few things over here on the donations. I also want to quickly shout out that our upgrade to Murder of Crows difficulty incentive is now over halfway there, so only about $2,500 to go in order to get that one met and upgrade that run coming up later tonight.
Heck yeah, thank you so much for the donations. And seriously, it's super generous of everyone. We appreciate it. We got introduced to the nurses just a moment ago. We kind of skipped the cutscene for it, but she's going to be hanging out right here. Yep.
Oh my God.
So those are nurses, and they're awesome, and they're really fun. And if you ever played Elden Ring and you're like, man, why does Margit swing so slowly? And they have this huge wind-up. They loved that game, so that's what they're doing here. Every nurse has like a really big wind-up or a really quick attack. I've actually never seen that nurse swing that fast, though. We have another nurse here behind me. She's apparently a D1 linebacker. We're gonna get in here and grab the shotgun. This weapon is incredibly good for what we need it for. And we have some set drops of ammo that we're gonna be picking up. We're only gonna get 3 shotgun shells really up until the next boss fight. But in the meantime, we have to get into these rooms and get a bunch of bracelets. Because the whole premise of what we're doing here is we need to get some bracelets and we need to get a key to open a door. So very new and original stuff where we go around doing puzzles that don't really make sense, but they keep it nice and interesting. The hospital here is kind of scary. There's an area later that we have to go to near the pharmacy, which is incredibly scary because the armada of nurses shows up and we have to go down some narrow hallways, and you know that will be coming up actually here very shortly. Grab this other bracelet. There's gonna be a mannequin here. We're gonna bait his jump, or his normal swing. That works too. Okay, buddy. All right, man. They all just turned up today. They were like, you know what? We gotta beat him up. Mm-hmm. How you feeling?
Okay. This next nurse sometimes goes through the wall crack here and follows you and stays in this room. So when we come back, she might be in here, but if not, that'd be really cool.
That would be pretty cool. We're gonna grab this other ammo drop here. And this guy's asleep at the wheel. That's pretty awesome. And we're gonna go in here. Now this is where it gets really scary because we're about to go through this door back to where all those nurses were, and we're hoping everyone's real cool. I have a sneaking suspicion they certainly will not be cool, but we're gonna pop open this door, hope the bug doesn't touch me. She's hanging out right here. We're just gonna kind of run past her. And now we'll see if this nurse is in here. She is, so we're gonna take this time to combine these items so that she's gonna come right through here. She's pushing me, that's not very nice. And now we're gonna come in here and grab this last item that we need. The cutscene trigger here will actually reset the position of all these enemies. And now we're gonna go through this door. And there's gonna be even more guys out here. So now they've all reset their positions. We got the lying figure, and when the nurses' heads are twitching like that, it means they're sleeping. But she's gonna wake up right now. we're missing some health, so I have to be kind of cautious about what's going on. This is not a cutscene, so the nurse is still on their way. But they're kind of got stuck outside the room, which is nice.
Might have de-aggroed, actually.
That is actually very, very convenient. I would normally shoot this, but we're actually going to hit it so I can just preserve my ammo a little bit here since we are going to be heading into a boss fight soon. And now we just have to get through the hallway one more time, and surely it's going to be fine, right? We'll see.
Oh,
hey,
my
guys.
God. Jeez. the double team.
Yeah, they were blocking, but we got through. There's usually a third nurse here, but I don't know what happened to her, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So we're going to go ahead and go up these stairs and do this puzzle solution to get what we need up here. There are nurses all around this area. You just heard her get real mad behind me, but that's not our problem. So we're going to run over here. And now that we're going to do this puzzle, this is technically, I guess, an RNG puzzle that typically gets overlooked. But it's because the orientation of these spawns differently depending on just the randomness. But that was actually
really good.
Yeah, that was really good RNG. So, we take those. Now we got the rooftop, well, not the rooftop key, sorry, but the director key. And really, the whole purpose of it is to come in here and get a button. And then this button we use on a thing that's missing a button that you could still totally just press without the button. But, I'll give it to them, sure. So we're going to open up this case here to get the rooftop key. Now we get to go to the rooftop. And we are going to be doing a boss fight coming up here. One of the more explored boss fights and learning about how AI works in this game and damage works in this game. We have a very difficult strat on hard for it, so I will do my best to execute it as best as I possibly can. But we will, try our darndest to hopefully kill him fast and not get hurt. This boss coming up is called Flesh Lips. Is a boss that was in the original as well. He just operates very differently in this run, and I will have Mr. Ecdycis explain what you're going to see here in just a moment. But first, we're going to interact. We're going to read PP Head's diary. He's not very happy about it. He says, "Hey, man, that was my diary." We're going to make a pit stop in this room. We're going to just grab a couple things. The big thing is we're going to grab this heal, and we're going to grab this handgun ammo. And I'm going to dump some of it out. The reason I'm doing this is to make sure the ammo in the room spawns the way that it should. Get my shotgun out, and all right, we're going to trigger this cutscene, reload the save, and we're going to start the Flesh Lips boss fight. If you want to take it away, Ecdycis.
Alrighty, so hopefully this will go well, but we're mainly going to be relying on the melee hits here once again. But luckily this time we have the pipe, not the wood. The big thing is it's going to be going up and down. When it is down, we want melee hits. Hopefully we get 3 in a row right here. There we go. Quite nice. We're going to get behind him. It's going to go up. We're going to shoot him with the shotgun, bring him back down. And it's going to be this constant chain of kind of like aiming in and out as you hit, and then hitting him as he goes above. He is currently just chilling up there, I suppose. There are a few strats to bring him down. One of them, which we saw, was the shotgun shell. There's gonna be another one here. You can shoot the hand. He drops right there. It's actually pretty nice, although he does get a new attack, but it opens up quite a lot to these pipe swings. He does have phase 2, which we'll be seeing in a brief moment here, where he will try and run to the other side of the room, but we're mostly just be wailing on him. Now, one of the big things is that we did talk about the ammo. Ooh, that was a bit of a rough hit there, but we do have health and ammo in the room that ideally we want to collect. That's why Zeke made sure to have the 3 shotgun shells and the handgun ammo. He is being, Flesh Lips is being a bit rough right now. He's hiding. He will come down. You know what, right now. Yeah, I tried doing the green light thing.
I do wonder what he's doing.
There he's at. Oh my
God. We can do this over time, buddy.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna be, yeah, there we go. There's the drop down.
That was crazy. He just phased instantly, but that's all right.
He's now entering the phase 2. He'll break the other wall in a moment here. But we're gonna be wailing him with a pipe. We are getting some good hits here. And his main method of attack now will be a bit of a spin. It actually does kind of help us later because we'll be having a later boss actually have a similar attack. So it's pretty good to dodge this strategy.
I don't know how to say it, but we're out of bounds.
Yeah, you just airwalked, like.
This is scary. He's gonna walk at me, and I have to kind of dodge between the steps.
This is all new territory.
This is wild.
Luckily for us, it does do a cutscene ending, so we don't have to worry about, like, you know, being stuck here. As long as he dies, we are good to go. And we are getting these good hits in. Oh, he is a menace. But a menace that should be going down in just a moment.
We are ad-libbing this, by the way. None of this is the script at all.
Yeah, normally the fight would be, he would have been coming down a lot more. There we go. I wonder if some of those hits are actually missing.
Yeah, I don't think...
Some of them are hitting, some of them are not.
Yeah, the big meaty hit sound is,
Oh, God.
oh.
I got to lock in a little bit here.
Good heal.
Oh, that's it.
There
he did
it
it.
is.
Oh my goodness.
That was certainly a fight, but it pulled through. You can see how powerful the pipe is. It was good on Pyramid Head. It's good here. And honestly, it's going to be good almost the entire game.
Okay. So really quick, I want to explain what just happened to Z, because that was a nightmare sequence. So there's actually a potential thing that happens in this game where James will kind of get on top of things that he's not supposed to. Like he'll be lifted up. And when he's lifted that certain amount, he is stuck there forever. It is essentially a soft lock in pretty much every single part of the game that it happens, but I've never seen it happen at a boss fight. And that's the only time where it's not a soft lock as long as you beat the boss. So, yeah, that was extremely impressive because he had to dodge over and over. He had to time all those dodges over and over again, completely improvised.
Luckily,
Where else would it happen, everybody?
I mean, we have the, honestly, I'm swearing the next fight's going to have something else happen.
You know what? And you know what? This is for you, Twitch chat. I'll say it. That's never happened before.
There you go, Bart.
Say the line.
Say the line.
Yeah, right now it's a lot more calm. We just need to gather some supplies. The 4-lock box, and has 2 major keys that are like actual keys, and then 2 numbers, which, guess what? We already know the answer to. So we just need to get the actual keys. We're also now introduced to the new Nightmare Nurse. Honestly, I don't think they're filled with poison. They're just stronger.
Don't do it, buddy. Oh, my God.
However, this guy's full of poison.
Get me out of here. All right. That area is actually very scary. I'm missing health, and I have to actually be conservative with my healing right now. What we're going to do is I will grab the supplies box that we normally would not grab, but due to that that flesh slip, so not my fault. Fellow Silent Hill 2 speedrunners, please don't let me have it. That was not my fault. We're going to have to get some extra resources just to ensure that we do not die, because that is, you would be pressed to believe that is no bueno. We do not want to die. We got these guys here, so we're just going to dodge through everyone. I had to kill that Nightmare Nurse up there, because if I didn't, she was actually going to cause a massive, massive problem breaking that wall.
Also, to talk about this resource box, in the game, in one of the elevators, you're going to get like a quiz like, hey, welcome to the game show. If you answer these questions, we'll give you healing and bullets. If you fail, we'll punch you in the head. Which, well, hopefully, do you remember the answers?
Oh,
I didn't actually remember.
Oh, yeah. 2, 3, 1, right? Yeah.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1,
yeah.
yes.
Is it, you know, I was going to take the risk.
In fairness, I suppose we could just save scum it if we don't remember.
It's so funny because I had in my head that it's 2, 3, 1, and as soon as you asked me, blank.
Well, I mean, that's what happens. You either get it bullets and ammo, or bullets and health, or, you know, Pyramid Head comes back and he gives you round 2 for reading his diary.
Yeah. So this whole area right here is actually significantly longer than what I'm doing, but we already know the solution to the 2 locks. We just had to get that key. It's mandatory to progress the area, so we already know the solutions to these. We don't have to go do all the long puzzles.
And there are some tricky puzzles too. There's one that you have to like count the amount of times like a light flashes. You have to like look through a hole. It's like, oh, you have to count them.
I'm really bad at those types of things because I think the last like light flash and the one that starts it again, I'm like, was that part of the original number, or is that a start of a new cycle? Like I was stuck there for quite a bit.
-1.
-1 in the chat.
Oh, speaking of, anyone like trivia? Do you guys want to hear the trivia, man? Too bad.
That is 3 minutes of time save, by the way.
3 minutes of time save. It is the most glorious thing that was ever actually found. To this day, the biggest time save found. Someone posted in Discord, it's like, hey, you can shoot this, and it makes them stop talking. It sounds like something someone would say when they're just messing with you, but we're like, nah, bro, you're you're trolling. Turns out he was not. It's real, and it's awesome. On unrestricted, they skip that in a different way. They go out of bounds to skip it. But in this version, that actually helps so much because it's allowed in restricted because it's just 3 minutes of stand and listening to some dude yap.
Yeah, and I mean, it's technically just buttons with health bar now, so.
We're gonna grab that heal because I'm a little hurt, so we're gonna drink that. There are 2 different types of heals in this game. There's syringes and there's health drinks or supplemental drinks. The supplemental drinks heal you for about 30, and James's health is about 100. Actually, in hard, I think in hard they heal less. They heal for like nothing, really. They're not very good. I do think it's like actually more like 20, whereas syringes will heal you to full health. So we rather have syringes. Normally during the Fleshlobes boss fights, I would grab the free heals that are in there because you don't lose time for grabbing them, but unfortunately James was busy taking off, just flying out of bounds.
Floating in the air.
Yeah, he didn't realize this is a restricted run, so.
Part of the problem, too, is they spawn on the, what we're saying, the phase 2, he breaks the other side of the door, and then you have things you can loot. We couldn't do that because he just kind of kept wailing on us in a corner.
Yeah, and we were stuck on top of an item. There was an item underneath us, which was a heal, which we could not grab, but kind of funny. But we're kind of walking through now, not a whole lot going on. So if we have donations, that was a great time.
Absolutely. We have $5 from Cass, who says, "Hey Zeke, absolutely thrilled to have you representing the SH2R remake community on the big stage. The work you put into optimizing this game was nothing short of incredible. You're a phenomenal runner, a rad dude, and it's an honor to share a community with you. Good luck, have fun, go fast." Thank you so much. And that $5 is inspiring me. So UFO ending is still quite a bit behind, but I'm curious to see if we all put in an effort to make it happen, just how far can we go? We're getting close to 1:05 on the timer here. So what do you all think about a $5 donation train toward that UFO ending at 1:05 on the timer? Do you all think we can make that happen?
I think
go,
so.
Maybe.
I think we can.
I believe.
I want to believe.
We
I
also
don't have the
have
shirt, man. I'm not doing it again. I heard my voice after that, too. I'm an old man now. Just work that way.
We also have $10 from Delis, who says, 2 hours with the coolest horror block boys? Sign me up. Here is a little joke for you. Why does James not like Christmas? Because he isn't Mary. Mary, get it? Sorry, not sorry. Much love. This is my GDQ family, XOXO Delis.
Thank you, Delis.
Wish you were here.
Yeah, but we're gonna need you to exit the premises with that horrible pun.
Well, they're not on the premises.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. That's the loophole.
Delish.
We're about to run into our friend again, our big boy with the pizza box head. It is Pyramid Head.
Why? You stole his goodies.
I did. I
Read his diary.
Stole his diary, stole his needles.
And you called him a pee-pee head.
Yeah.
That is all true.
Also, you hit him with like a plank of wood for 3 minutes straight. You know, I think this isn't enough.
This
What do you want?
This is some foreshadowing to us being the villain because really we are. So, sorry, PP Head, we didn't mean to do it. In exchange, you can have Maria, which is essentially what he's going to take. So I hope you guys not get too attached to Maria here because as you can actually see, she's fine. She's ahead of us. She's safe. We're gonna make it, and now she's behind us because reasons. She trips and falls, and she dies.
Foil.
F in the chat for Maria.
F. Or actually,
Okay, I mean,
Okay, you know what? Yeah,
Sure.
Let's cheer instead.
Yeah.
Cheer, yeah. Applause to Maria. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
It's fine. She's fine.
you know what's better than F
you
for
know.
Maria? -1.
Minus one in the chat.
-1 for Maria. All right, so we are now done with the hospital. That was the brunt of a lot of that. You know, honestly, kind of happy with how that went. I gotta be honest though, happened to, freestyle it on Fleshlobes there. A little scary. It's the same way I had to do it on Pyramid Head 1. My heart can't really take that, but we didn't die, and I said we wouldn't die again, and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully, no promises. But now we're in the streets, and what we're gonna do out here is go for a 10-minute long jog, essentially. And that is not an exaggeration, by the way. We are gonna run past a bunch of enemies. We're gonna deal with this enemy up here. We're gonna kind of just shoot her once to drop her to the floor, and there's another enemy hiding nearby, but we're gonna run around to not aggro him. Hello, goodbye. And now we're gonna run around here and break this wall. We did that so we can get enough time to break the wall. And then we're gonna do a funny little tech here that's actually really nice. Where we're gonna let go of the shift key for the first time in this run. And we're gonna run over here. gonna drop the shift key. That mannequin over there just went and said, "Oh, I don't want none of that," and he just immediately hit. That guy usually, what'll happen is he's supposed to aggro, and him aggroing would aggro that nurse right there. But because we let go of shift, we walked menacingly at that mannequin. He didn't want none of James, so he went back to hiding. Don't ask me how that works. I have no idea.
Yeah, I wish I had known that strat when I was running.
Yeah.
Because that guy messed me up a lot.
You can do it when you get home.
Yeah, that's true.
You can learn the walking strats.
We have quite a bit of shotgun ammo here. We do have more than we normally would because we grabbed the loot box. And though it's a detriment to picking up shotgun ammo in boss fights, we are actually not really going to get any more shotgun ammo in any boss fight until double pyramid hit potentially. So it's totally okay for us to have this shotgun ammo. We are going to maintain not having any extra handgun ammo for a little bit until we start to stock up for the next boss fights after Abstract Daddy, and then we have another gun we are going to get as well, which is actually a lot better in this game than it is in the original, and it has some pretty crucial use. We're also about to get introduced to an enemy, sort of. We're not really going to be introduced to them until later in Labyrinth, but these are the Mandarins. They're the fellows that like to hang from the Great Tier. They're super annoying. We have ways of dealing with them, but they like to scream, and James doesn't like being screamed at, so there's a whole lot of unfun stuff that has to happen where we basically have to cancel a lot of animations, but that'll come later. We're still chasing after Laura. We got some places to go, people to see, hills to be silent at or something like that, so if you have any donations, now's a good time.
I also want to remind everyone that if you want to join that train, we are almost at 105. Here it comes. 2, 1. Choo-choo, train's now at the station. Go ahead, get your $5 donation into board and put it towards that UFO ending. We have $25 from Noisy Valley, who says, looks like my arch nemesis is once again getting more love than I am at GDQ. Touche, Silent Hill, touche.
That's good.
We also have $50 from Hoodie Prophet, who says, oh, Captain, my Captain, we've come a long way from that dreaded guest house in Dulvey, Louisiana. It's amazing to see how much you've grown, and I couldn't be more proud of you, little brother.
You know what's really funny about that? You went from running a game where your wife's been missing for 3 years to running another game where your wife's been missing for 3 years.
Let it speak wonders to my determination to find my wife, okay? We'll go from game to game to do it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, but after like 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years minimum, sorry. I'm going to quickly pause and do something here. This is a bug in the game. I'm sure my fellow Sound Hill 2 runners know all about this very funny bug where if you load a checkpoint or if you die, James gets water in his ear and you can't hear anything. You guys probably heard audio just fine, but what it actually is the enemy sounds were deafened. I don't know why this bug happens. It's pretty annoying, and it has to be fixed doing it like that, because otherwise you can't hear an enemy swing at you. So if you did catch on to that, that's what caused that. That is a very common bug, probably the most common bug in the game.
I'm just very happy you picked up the wrench, by the way. They remade it in this game, so it's a little bit nicer. But in this section, the grand goal is you need a wrench so you can get back to the park, so you can eventually get a key, and then go to the Tour Society. In the original game, it was the same principle. So you'd grab a wrench, you go to the park, you'd use the wrench, get the key, and then go to the Tour Society. The thing is, though, you can totally just forget to pick up the wrench. And if you do, you would get to a door, or you would get to the, wherever you were going, and then you just could find out, oh, I have to walk back.
Walk of shame.
And it is a lot shorter in this game, luckily.
Yeah, so yeah, like X said, we're going to the Historical Society. We're gonna actually go meet up with Angela, who's gonna help us get a key to the Historical. She's not really gonna give it to us. She's gonna kind of point at the ground and be like, "It's under that dirt," and James is like, "Okay." So James, no, you guys know he's no stranger to getting dirty. So he will reach into that dirt and grab that key, which is what we're gonna do before we go to the Historical Society, which we go to what I would confidently say is the scariest, not only like horror, like related to spooky jump scare, but I might die area of the game, which is prison. Every person who runs this game knows the fear that is prison, and it is because of a specific type of enemy and how obnoxious they are. And it is the crawler enemy, and it's going to be an area where I won't be talking too much because I want to be able to hear audio cues, and these audio cues are critical to me surviving because the enemies, there's hundreds of them. You might as well be hundreds of them all over the place, and they make tiny, very, very subtle thump noises that let you know, hey, I'm about to come hit you in the head. And I have to hear that and preemptively dodge where they're going to jump to. So that'll be coming up in a bit. But we are actually almost at the Historical Society, which means we get to do the Super Mario 64 staircase. If you're familiar with that, that means you go downstairs that just don't ever seem to end. We are going to be doing this little attack where I swing and dash like that, except we're going to be doing it straight down those stairs. Saves 8 seconds on those stairs, but if you don't already find yourself accustomed to hearing James grunt and moan when he's going downstairs and swinging and stuff, you're about to hear it for a solid 25 seconds.
Just like walking down regular stairs, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm just usually out of breath like crazy. Usually around step 2.
Yeah, we got like a couple minutes here, so probably go for some donations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's wonderful because our donation train is taking off. We have $5 from Sebi who says UFO ending hype. We have $10 from Foot Meets Face who says UFO. We have $5 from Rice Christie who says, was always too scared to play/watch any SH game, but the gameplay mixed with comedic commentary is so entertaining and oddly comforting. Keep it up, you're doing great. Also, yay UFOs. And we have $10 from Demise who says, longtime watcher. I try to get my donation in during the scary block every year. Shout out to my hometown friend Bobbeigh. Good luck on your REDS run later. Donation to the UFO ending because Captain said so. And it's moving. We're getting some movement on that. It's now $4,450, so it is climbing. It is closing that lead. Please keep getting those donations in and putting them toward that UFO ending.
Got time for like a couple more.
You got it. We have $5 from Pyramid Head who says, James, get out of my room. You better not be reading my diary again. I have no idea what Pyramid Head's supposed to sound like.
Oh, look, there's his poster, a self-portrait.
We also have $100 from Drailer, who says, Horror Block is my favorite, and I just had to donate after that Ezekiel improvised boss fight. I don't think people really understand how hard that is to pull off in the spotlight in front of a live audience and 50,000 people plus watching on stream. Super impressive, my dude. Clapping emoji.
Thank you.
Yeah, my heart was pounding when you were stuck in that corner. I was like, oh no, it happened.
What? It wasn't just hard. It was hard/hard.
Aha.
Also, yeah, here's the grunts.
Any grunters?
I mean, would you rather have this or like the wahoo wahoo wahoo?
Can we get a long backwards long jump to really speed this one up, James?
Do you think James would like do it in the same way Mario says it, or like would he just like grunt like this?
He would grunt like this for sure. Actually, we're coming up on potentially a skip. I'm going to try to do it once or twice. Hopefully I get it. It is a difficult skip, relatively new. We don't have many for skips, obviously, and restricted that are allowed, but one of them is here at the Bug Room. The Bug Room is one of the RNG puzzles of the game where essentially you go in, you grab a key, you try to solve the Bug Room puzzle, which is any combination of the numbers 2, 3, 9. It is random each time. In the meantime, if you take too long or if you get bad RNG, bugs will start hitting you. It's a whole lot of not fun. We're going to try a tech, and I'm going to need complete silence so I can listen to an enemy we're going to try to aggro to bring into the room with me and hold open the door, and I'm going to listen for him to open it, and as soon as he does, I'm going to try to dodge out of the room before the door closes and skip doing the puzzle entirely. So first, we're going to break through this wall. All right, so this is where I'm going to need silence. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to 30 frames to potentially make this a little bit easier. I'm going to shine my flashlight on and off a few times to make him pay attention to me. Okay, he fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
We're going to try one more time. If it doesn't work, then we'll just go ahead and do it normally.
Yeah, this is actually very tricky because it's really not up to Zeke. It's up to the enemy.
He's like stuck outside the room. We'll give him a second here. All right, one more try, and then we'll move on. The bad part, I'm really just scared of doing the Bug Room puzzle because I think I'm gonna die. I won't die, but it is one of those like scary puzzles we don't really like doing. No, he's just
No.
He's not about it. He's scared. He's camera shy. It's fair.
You know what? It's going to be 9-3-2.
Is it gonna be 9-3-2?
Calling it now.
I'll go with 2-9-3. Bobby?
Let me.
I'll say 9-3-2.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think it was 9-3-2.
3-2-9.
2-9.
Who gets 3-2-9? You don't win anything, but congratulations.
You would have gotten it first try.
You would have. So yeah, as you can see, that skip, as much as I'd like to have tried to do it, the enemy AI is super inconsistent, but it's all right. You know, not the end of the world. We are now entering prison, which could be the end of the world, depending on how every enemy wants to behave with me.
By the way, I like how you got one nice enemy when that's the only one you didn't want to be nice.
Yeah, right? Like, maybe I should have called him a name or read his diary or something. I don't know. But now we are in the prison. The whole gimmick of the prison here is it's dark. That's essentially it. It's very dark, and there are enemies that are hiding in the dark, and they're going to want to hit us. You could say we're alone in the dark if you want to. Any deep cuts for that game?
2024.
Yeah. So what's happening is we have to get a bunch of weights, solve some puzzles, and get to the hangman puzzle. This enemy right here you're going to see, it's essentially a mannequin that turns into a spider. Those are the guys I need to listen for. So I don't need complete silence or anything like that. It's just something that I'm going to try to be listening for during this section of the game.
Yeah, it's really hard to dodge them because even if you have a visual cue, like their animation of actually dropping down to attack is just wildly fast.
Luckily, they do have less health, but they're essentially the Otherworld mannequin. We saw every Otherworld variant. They're usually tougher. Their gimmick is that you can't see them and they hit hard.
Yeah, so the idea of this puzzle is we use some weights to open a door, and then we use the weight we get from that door to open the next door, essentially. It's all set, very static. This upcoming area is a little scary because, like I said earlier, tight hallways with a lot of enemies is the bane of this game. And what we're about to do is we're about to open up a bunch of doors that are going to allow them all to kind of flood around me. And hopefully, if I take the right lines and dodge correctly, we'll be able to survive.
And if anyone's wondering, these doors cannot be done in any order. They have to be done in the order that you're going to see as you do them in it. So if you ever play this game and you were sitting there trying to figure out how to open a different door with the weights that you had, well, you were probably sitting there for quite a while.
They pretty much gate it by item.
Yeah.
All right, so now a bunch of enemies are going to get released. I'm going to kind of listen to make sure I do not get too beat up. Heard that guy fly right by me.
You see, this is the jail where Pyramid Head puts all the people who read his diary. And you let him out.
Not today, sir. Not today.
Oh my God.
Nice. Good dodge.
Excellent dodging.
Now we got this fancy key here. This key is going to get us the rifle. The bolt-action rifle in this game, from what I understand, significantly better than the original, right, Maxi?
Way better.
Yes, it's actually kind of funny. The shotgun in the original game is usually the item that you want to use on most things.
Yeah.
In a casual, hard playthrough, but in casual hard, Silent Hill 2 Remake, the hunting rifle is so good. And there's plentiful ammo for it, too.
For reference as well, in the original hard mode speedrun, you don't even grab the hunting rifle. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You just actually use a different weapon that you don't get in this game, unfortunately. But the hunting rifle is much better here.
It's kind of funny. You can kind of hear them whiz by.
Oh yeah.
Like right there. You just.
I think we're all trying to be just a little bit more letting you focus during. We know the exact hallways where they're all going to be.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the commentary knows when I'm in a certain hallway, that's when the enemies are around. So that's usually why you hear them be a little bit quieter. And I'm really thankful for it because this is one of them here too.
Ooh, that was close, but good job, good job.
Good stuff.
Getting through that part without getting hit is so unbelievably rare.
Yeah.
There's so many enemies, and the timing of their attacks and like when they're normally going to attack is all random. Every single part of it is RNG. So
And not only that, but we've kind of learned that frame rate does affect the behavior of the enemies in certain rooms. So even then, it can be unpredictable, just with frame rate.
all right. So I'm going to run through this area. There's going to be an enemy that's nearby. Hopefully, if I'm a lucky fella, he doesn't follow me. We're going to go in here and grab this Shiv key. And then there's another little scary area here where I have to unlock a door where all the crawlers and a lying figure are near me. And I'm hoping he's going to be a nice guy and not be in this hallway. He's not. That's actually crazy. Now, I might get hit opening this. Yep. Oh, no. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. You want to get out of the way?
Oh, nice.
All right, that's pretty good. Okay. And now we're in a nice safe spot.
For about 10 seconds.
Hey, 10 seconds is sometimes all you need.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't too bad. Now we're coming up in another very scary area where there's RNG. There's a nurse blocking a hole I have to reach in. If the nurse aggroes, or if there's another enemy in the room at all, this goes off the rails and I kind of have to improvise. What I'm hoping is there's no other people here. I'm going to run to the right, and we're going to loop around in the dark here. There's a nurse to my left, and we're going to jump this. And if I get this before the nurse gets suspicious, if the nurse comes and hits me, it cancels this, and it's going to get real risky real fast. But if James, he's just so scared. It's a little bit of hustle, James. We're going to hopefully grab this item. The second I get the item confirmation, that means I'm safe. TM, asterisk, because now all the lights turn off, even more than they were already off. And we're about to spawn in about like 6 nurses I have to run by, so I have to time some dodges. These guys are very aggressive, so if I get hit, I could get chain hit and potentially die. Should be another nurse around this corner. And there's gonna be a couple enemies that spawn out here. There's the line figure from earlier.
I love how you did the extra dodge on that one nurse, because you've probably had her do the wombo combo before. When nurses are behind you, sometimes they do like the just wild wombo combo shenanigans where they do a double swing. Oh, I should have shut up.
You're fine. I wasn't ready for it. It's okay.
Got to give him one.
Yeah, one love tab. We got one more scary area to go through before we get to a little bit of an easier area. At least up until we get to the boss fight, because we just have to go get one more puzzle piece. This is the scariest part of the prison, because we don't love nurses in this game, and now we're about to run into a whole bunch of them.
So, quick question for all of you. We are hitting one of the RNG puzzles pretty soon. What is it again? I think it's 5, 6, or 3?
5, 6, or 1 for the hangman puzzles.
So what do you all think it's going to be? Honestly, I think you're lucky. I think 5. You've been shafted enough. I think you get 5.
I think 5 as well.
Do we think 5? Chat, Twitch chat, also make sure you make your choice here. What Ek is referring to is the hangman puzzle coming up. It's a random puzzle that we could try to solve, but it's slower to do that. We're instead going to try and guess. It is usually 5, 6, or 1. So make sure you get your guesses in. Honestly, based on how this run has been going, it's going to be like 1.
Oh no, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get 5, and then Abstract Daddy's gonna like clip you out of bounds or something.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
Yeah,
sorry, the answer is, my apologies. It's 5, 6, or 2 are the answers.
Well, now you fooled Twitch chat. They've all typed 1, all of them. GDQ has done the prediction, and all of them put their channel points into 1, and now they're gonna lose all of them to the 5s or the 6s.
If you voted 1, just treat it as 2.
There's a lot of 1s, but also +1s and -1s in the chat right now.
-1, let's go.
We also have $50 from Nidal, who says, no news is good news. Good luck, man.
Is that a pun?
Yes, it is. We're going to need him to exit.
He's not on the premises.
We're going to need you to exit your house. Turn off.
By the way, you can just like smash the keys and it types sick.
Yeah, this is how... oh my god, he's right here.
That's not sick. Oh, that's so not sick.
Well, no, it was sick.
Not sick, but kind of sick at the same time. No nurses followed me up here, so that's pretty cool. We got the last wait, the second to last wait we need, and now we're going to just exit this room and not really worry about anything. From here until we actually get to Abstract Daddy, it's pretty chill. Like, we have a couple enemies here I might have to dodge, but we just have to go through the dark hallways one more time. of like actual like real enemy threat. But hopefully, surely, right? Surely it's fine. So let me just listen. All right, all's good. All's good in the neighborhood.
All right. We can talk again.
Speaking of talking, if you got any donations, now is a good time.
Oh, we have plenty of them. We have already raised over $700 toward that UFO ending in just the time since we started that train, so please keep those tickets coming in. We have $10 from Joshbot, who says 2 tickets to the UFO train for me and my partner, Katiesaurus Rex. And then it says foghorn sound, and I apologize. I'm not going to do that at 2 a.m. or whatever time it is. I'll spare everyone's ears. Just imagine it really well in your head. We also have $5 from Katie M, who says $5 train for UFO ending. I want to believe. We also have $50 from Zach Hazard, who says the UFO ending is real. We have $10 from Skelly, who says I want to believe in the UFO ending. And we have $50 from Leviathan, who says donating $50 for the UFO 50 ending incentive. Wait, what's a Silent Hill? Thank you so much for that. Please keep those donations coming in. We really, really appreciate them.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. We are essentially about to go pick up the last weight we need before we leave the prison. So I know we got X prediction. Bobby, Maxie, what's the news prediction for you guys? 5, 6, or 2?
I'm going with 5.
Yeah, we got to believe.
We have
I believe,
believers here.
yeah.
Are we going with 5? Is it first try at 5? How does the audience feel? Do we think it's first try?
What if he guesses 6 first try?
I'm guessing.
Well, don't
We're
do that.
guessing 5 first. I always guess 5 first.
So you think it's going to be 5?
I think it's going to be 5.
The mind games right now. 8? No, there is no 8. There's only 6 of them.
Goes up to
Minus
6.
1.
Yeah.
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
All right, so someone's knocking on the door. James is going to be rude and not answer, but we're going to go ahead and leave now that the door is unlocked, and we are going to walk up to that puzzle. Now, I'll kind of explain what the puzzle is actually meant to be. You go to the Hangman puzzle, and there are 6 different prompts and 6 different responses to those prompts. The idea is you're looking at these prompts, and you have to use your best judgment to determine who is not guilty, and that is the noose that you are supposed to pick. The thing about it is the answers are random and the options are random every time. Because this game is ran via LRT, which means when we load checkpoints, we don't lose time for it. It is deemed faster simply just to retry instead of solving. Even on console, they lose a lot of time doing it. It is still just faster because there's so much words to be reading and nobody's got time for all that. So we're just gonna guess. One thing I will say is I will know instantly, even before the cutscene even tells me what happens if I got it right. If you get it wrong, James gets sent to essentially the Shadow Realm. Like, he gets sent down below, and you're supposed to make your way back up. But what they did is, for some strange reason, in the cutscene that you get here, when you choose this, James's beard is a little different. So I'm going to select 5 here. Is it 5? It is not 5.
Minus 1.
It is not 5, so sorry for the 5 believers.
Banished to the Shadow Realm.
You know what? My backup's like 1. Wait, wasn't it 2?
It's 2 or 6.
It's 2, yeah, 2 or 6.
You know what? I still believe in 1.
All right. We're going to do 2 next. Is it 2? Second try is usually not too bad. I think it is. I can't tell. The textures are a little strange on the machine. Yes, it was 2.
All right.
It's 2.
All right.
All right.
2 can try.
You know what the funniest part is? Doing that puzzle is essentially like doing a Clue speedrun.
Yeah, it really is.
It's you. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
you're good.
Do you know what else there's 2 of?
What's that?
It's hands. We have $5 from James's right hand, who says, in my restless dreams, I see that toilet bowl. And we have $5 from James's left hand, who says, as long as I remain clean, I can donate towards UFO ending. Let's go. And please don't tell James' right hand.
That's awesome.
He came back. Actually, wouldn't James' hand have been clean from like the rain at this point? Oh, the rain and sewage is probably
It's
a
a
terrible
little-
smell.
I don't know that we also have $10 from Oozing Hole in the Wall, who says, hey, James, please stop taking my stuff. I know it's you. You are the only one shoving your arm in here.
That's good. It is James, and I don't know why he does that either.
What compels holes to talk like that?
Well, they have their stuff stolen.
They're all hyped up on high C ecto cooler. that was the green goop from the hole earlier.
What do you drink it?
I don't trust it.
Would you rather just that or like a random syringe you found in the street? I think I'll trust the Ecto Cooler.
Maybe the Ecto Cooler in that.
All right,
that
so
space.
we are coming up on the next boss fight. I'm going to preface this by saying there's a lot of lore behind this boss fight, a lot of very sensitive subject matter that I won't be talking about because it is very sensitive. I would highly, highly recommend that you do play this game because it's a great game, but and to watch these cutscenes and play the game because you'll understand more about lore and why this is very impactful to Angela. It's beautifully written, executed amazingly. I would highly recommend it. For this next boss fight, which is Abstract Daddy. Abstract Daddy is a very similar to every difficulty, but we have to preserve ammo. So we are going to go start this fight, and I'm going to have the one and only Bobbeigh commentate exactly what we're about to do. So I'm going to run down this hall, and we're going to trigger the cutscene, and as soon as I do that, Bobbeigh, you can take it away.
Absolutely. All right, so we got this Abstract Daddy fight. We got two major phases. We're gonna have a shotgun in order to avoid the scream attack that he does at first. We're gonna slink behind him, whack, hack, and smack him until the second phase begins. And once you know that the second phase begins, once that threshold has been reached, the whole arena will go dark and the progression will continue. But at the end of these corridors, there will be these televisions that will explode when we hit them, and that'll open another corridor towards the progression to the other phase. There's a small movement optimization that we can actually do, is that when we hit that TV and that corridor opens, we can actually position our back toward that corridor so that we can be kind of like damage boosted and stunned towards there. It's a very small optimization that's also like really cool to pull off. So at some points in this corridor, Abstract Daddy can appear, but it's actually really fruitless to like waste any ammo until you get to the final area past this corridor phase. So I think turn a couple corners, we're gonna be hearing the recording that's playing on the television. It's gonna be doing a quick snap. Yep, and there we go. You'll see him appear, but we're just gonna be keeping trotting along here. It'll be about a minute or so until we get to that final phase.
Yeah, Abstract Daddy gonna spawn again right here. This is where we kind of have to dodge a swing. We don't actually have to fight him. The hard part here is navigating this stuff in the dark a little bit, but now the whole arena's coming down. We're gonna see a couple more TVs where we actually get to what is really the actual boss fight. That phase one is kind of just like a precursor to it.
While we wait for phase 2, I also want to mention the original game, this is like much more fleshed out. Like in this game, they added phases. The OG game, you were in a room, you hit him, he died. In this game, you have this.
Which is a very cool area. My only gripe with this area is that it is the worst performing level in the game, as you can see. I'm running out a whopping CRT approved 20 FPS or something.
I believe we're just about to enter phase 2 as well.
Yes, after this. And it'll be pretty cut and dry, kind of like the same thing as before. We're going to be trying to bait an attack so we can slink behind them. But again, it's going to be really key to conserve a lot of this ammo that we would be, using on this boss, just to preserve ammo for the upcoming spongy bosses that are up next. So that shot. Bait that lunge, slinking behind him. His attacks are kind of telegraphed, especially since you are behind him. So it's going to be, again, hacking, whacking, smacking, chopping that meat. Again, very nice sideways dodge. And that dodge is just very, very useful for these upcoming boss fights. Here we go, weave. And it'll be any minute now. And one for Jenny and the Wimp. Yeah, sometimes I'll just stand there for like a couple frames and like you'll just kind of have to determine. But that was an excellent fight done by CaptainEzekiel.
Very good job.
Thank you, thank you. Normally we could do that fight a lot faster if we just blasted all of our rifle ammo, but we need the rifle ammo primarily for I mentioned earlier the Mandarins and how they scream and how we have to do some stuff to get James to stop getting stunned, because that animation you saw when I shot the TV, that'll happen anytime a Mandarin screams at me. But we learned actually not long ago that you can shoot the Mandarins and it'll completely disrupt that cycle. And we need to use our rifle ammo for that because it's the only gun that can really consistently do that. While we're here, I just want to get a brief shout out to Sneevil, who hosted the first Silent Hill 2 tournament that happened some months back. It was a standard tournament that was a lot of fun to do, and that's where we learned about a lot of this tech, 'cause a lot of stuff got found as a result of that. So shout out to Sneevil for that. Excellent horror student hunter and Resident Evil runner.
Also, right now we are seeing the redo of the face box. The answers are pretty much always the same. They give you the entry to each of the 3 sides you have to go to for the labyrinth. In the original game, it was just randomized, just led you to Maria, but this time they kind of reversed it. But now we're entering the labyrinth.
And we're gonna be doing a lot of grunting here. I ain't gonna hold you guys. So these are some long hallways we run down. This is where we're gonna start to use our ammo. I can't miss. I'm not allowed to miss on these guys, because if I do, not only do I lose a bullet, I get stunned, and then I feel bad. So that's what we can't do that. So we have a Mandarin right here. He's gonna say, "What's up?" Tap it, and I have the time to dodge to avoid that very fast attack that they love to do. That'll happen every single time I disrupt one of their screams. They're gonna be like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna try to hit you." The labyrinth here is a lot of grabbing items to get to a certain place and do a certain thing, and it's a lot of point A to B to grabbing puzzle items, so I think we do have some good times for donations.
You got it. We have $50 from Manticore, who says, "In my recordless dreams, I see that speedrun, Silent Hill. I promised myself I'd donate for AGDQ again, and I finally did. Well, greetings from Germany now, waiting for a murder of crows. Incentive goes to Crow County Upgrade." And that incentive is moving right along. Upgrade to Murder of Crows difficulty, a game coming up just a few runs from now, is now at $3,006 out of the needed $5,000, so less than $2,000 to go. Make sure you assign your donations to that incentive when you donate if you would like to see that upgrade to Murder of Crows. We also have $100 for Ormanish, who says, "Here's a donation to celebrate 10 years of watching AGDQ with my loving partner. Also, shoutouts to Bloober for making such an incredible and faithful remake for one of my all-time favorite games. Thank you, Bloober team." Oh, that's a really sweet one. Thank you so much. We also still have hype coming in for UFO. $100 from Anonymous, who says, "UFO ending, let's go." And $25 from Donnie, who says, "I'm sold on the UFO ending. Beam me up." We do not have a ton of time left to get that UFO ending. You're kind of cruising through this game. So if you'd like to see UFO ending, please get your donations in right now.
Heck yeah, thank you so much for the donations, guys. There's one thing I did not mention about enemies in this game is when they are on the ground, they take like 300% more damage. They take like an absurd amount of damage. So you'll see, especially later in an area called Murder Rooms, which, if you could guess, not many good things happen in there. But in the Murder Rooms, there will be enemies that spawn on the floor, and hitting them while they're on the ground will make them actually die, usually in one swing or one shot. So you'll see that be used quite a bit, especially as I have to be a little bit frugal with my ammo, though I do have a lot of shotgun shells because of the item box we grabbed. So we're not sitting too bad right now. We're doing all right. Just gonna reload my rifle here. We're done with this first part of the labyrinth. There are 3 big parts to the labyrinth. This area, and then we have kind of like what we would call Pyramid Head's house. We're gonna go into his bedroom and make him real upset again. And then we're going to do the Murder Rooms after that. This is all a really nice area. In Unrestricted, the labyrinth is skipped entirely. It is using that FPS mechanic we talked about where they toggle their FPS down. They actually skip straight from after Abstract Daddy's death straight into the Eddie boss fight. It's super nice because it saves 17 minutes. But the labyrinth is also kind of fun to do sometimes because there's a lot going on in certain areas, and I do like doing like the fights that are forced in a few certain places.
Yeah, and the second part of the labyrinth that Zeke mentioned is the original game. This first part that you just watched and the third part that we'll be seeing soon enough was added to the remake. But yeah, the second part is from the original, and you'll definitely notice the similarities.
It does kind of feel like with the part 1 here, they try to make it more fleshed out of the upper floors of the labyrinth from the OG game.
Right.
Because in the original game, you had a lot of the grates, the fences, but you didn't get to see as much of it because usually you were in the underground labyrinth, and you would actually find Pyramid Head down there if you went the wrong way. In this game, though, they definitely made the labyrinth way longer.
Yeah, definitely a very, very big area.
I mean, they made every area longer.
All right, so now we are going into that second area. This is where, in the Labyrinth, this area and the one following do get very scary because we have a lot more enemies to deal with. This place coming up here is actually a place I've notably died in a few times, but surely that doesn't happen here. And we get great marathon luck, because, okay, my bad. If you try to do the swing dash near any enemies or breakable walls, James just like goes crazy. He has to hit them.
Yeah, the auto aim is quite insane in this game.
It is certainly crazy, but we're gonna get around it here, and we got some heals though, so we're sitting all right. Picking up safety heals, very much mandatory in this game, as you've seen. But we should be good now as we come down here. Now this area gets a little scary because it's dark and there are like lying figures and there are mannequins, and we kind of just, for the most part, these first few enemies we can just simply run by. But then when we get upstairs, we're gonna have to open doors and do certain things while enemies are chasing us, and it gets kind of hectic really fast. So one enemy I will be killing to avoid having them stop me at the door, but that doesn't mean the second one won't. He actually has been known to thump me upside the back of my head while I'm opening a door. So we're hoping that's not too bad. And then there's one specific room that has a poison lying figure that requires me to move a cart. That is an absolute nightmare.
It's actually a major run killer, too.
It is a major run killer because, as mentioned earlier, you can't do anything when you're taking damage. You can't do puzzles, you can't move stuff, you can't grab anything. And when you kill the lying figures, they leave a big pool of poison, so we have to find our way around that.
Hey, where you going?
Sorry, I had to do it. Now we got another mannequin right here.
Like I just stretched.
Yeah, they like to, it's been a long day.
Like,
Hopefully he doesn't touch me here.
Well, he's limber now. He's ready to hit you.
All right, so that's pretty nice. It's very nice of them to leave me alone. And now we're gonna go up this ladder and open up that little valve you saw. It's locked, so we kind of have to unlock it to turn it. Not quite sure I fully understand why that all happened, but we're gonna open this up. And I'm gonna take a shot at a crawler. There's gonna be 2 crawlers on the wall. The reason I'm doing that is because one of them can jump into the room that is already awful, and when he's in that room, it becomes double awful. So we're gonna try to prevent that from happening. He's not fun. So this is the guy we're gonna leave alone. He's chill. He's cool. This fella over here, not cool and not chill. So now we have to deal with this lying figure in here. I'm gonna try my best to keep him where he's at. And then I'm gonna try to hopefully get this out in time. There we go.
Very nice.
The timing on that is actually really tight.
That is so rare. But thankfully, we did it with no problem, because that poison cloud that he leaves does a lot of, it does a lot of damage and is it loses like 15 seconds. It really is the bane of a lot of runners. But now, like I mentioned earlier, we're in PP Head's house, and we are going to go into his room. And he's already kind of mad, because obviously we looked at his diary. That's not cool. But I don't know why, but we got to go into his room, and we got to steal his bolt cutters, because it wouldn't be a horror game without some sort of wire cutter or bolt cutter in it. And speaking of Pyramid Head, he is going to be right here. He wants to say hello.
Also, speaking of Pyramid Head, we have $25 from Pyramid Head, who says scraping noises.
You know, that
Aptly.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
very good
timing.
Yeah.
And we're here in Pyramid Head's room. You see he has a bed. Very nice room he's got going on here.
That's a bed?
That's the bet.
Are you gonna like the Goldilocks situation? This one's just right.
He's got a big fan, keeps him nice and cool. This is a scary hallway coming up here. I have to grab these bolt cutters or wire cutters that are going to be down this hallway, but there is a nightmare nurse, two lying figures as well. So they can kind of block this hallway a bit on the way back. Usually on the way in, it's fine, but they're going to follow me close. It's kind of RNG how close they get.
There's no way Pyramid Head doesn't sleep on his side, right?
Probably his back, I guess, right? What if he's like a face down sleeper and is like on the point?
And then his neck is like,
You have a strong neck. I mean, you have to be able to hold yourself up.
I guess.
What if it's cushioned inside the pyramid? Have you guys ever thought about that? What if that's a pillow?
I mean, actually, didn't you see the back of his neck earlier?
Oh, yeah.
That's a pillow.
I mean, it's probably soft. I mean, I wouldn't touch it, but like, it's probably soft. Also, you know what's really cursed that we? I don't know if it shows up in the remake, but I know it's in the original. Pyramid Head has like a really long tongue.
Yeah. Yes. In the first Pyramid Head fight in the
Yeah,
original,
he's like he'll grab you and then he'll try to lick you with it.
Yeah, I don't think that's in this one.
Maybe they didn't want that part of this game for a reason. I mean, do you lick James?
I wouldn't after he put his hand
Yeah,
on
not
it.
after all this, dog. No way.
All right, we are done with this area of the labyrinth. See, this one's actually pretty straightforward. It just has a lot of scary enemies and very like scary areas. So we're about to come up to the murder rooms. So now would be a good time for a couple donations before we actually get in there and it gets all spooky.
You got it. We have $25 from Mac, who says, I was originally pro dog ending, but you guys changed my mind. This donation is for the UFO ending. Hope we get there. This is my girlfriend's first GDQ event, and she's having a blast so far. Thanks for playing the remake of one of my favorite games. Thank you so much. We also have $25 from Mitch F, who says, first time donating, but won't be my last. Loving this run and love this game. Silent Hill is back, baby. And we have $50 from Tyne, who says, I never miss a horror block. Shout out to the GDQ Discord for the years of company. And if you'd like to see more horror block as well, make sure you help us upgrade to Murder of Crows difficulty. We were able to get the upgrade for this game. Let's keep that trend going. Make sure you assign your donations to upgrade to Murder of Crows difficulty for Crow Country coming up later on tonight.
Heck yeah, keep those donations coming in. Crow Country is a super cool game. Very, very awesome and honestly underrated indie title that released. So you guys are going to love that run.
You know, Zeke, I want to give a quick shout out to Crow Country because when we're setting up the games, like both mine and Zeke's games crash on a computer. And then Crow Country worked just fine. Yeah, like Bruno was like, oh, Zeke's game's not working. It had an issue. My game's not working. It had an issue with Dead Rising. And then Crow Country, oh, hey, look, it worked.
All right, so these are the murder rooms. These enemies are all going to wake up. We have to kill every enemy before we can leave. Take care of this guy. Kill that guy on the ground. There's going to be a nurse right here as well. I'm going to shoot, and there's going to be this guy attacking. We're going to dodge that. I'm going to hit her to put her down. She's going to get up. That's fine. And we're going to shoot the line here one more time. And that should end this first room of the murder rooms, unless he didn't die. Nice. Thanks, buddy. Okay, now he's gone. So that's the first room of the murder rooms. We're going to do another camera spin to dodge this. There's 3 rooms of this. The second room is where there's like a couple nurses and lying figures and stuff. So what we're going to do is walk in here, and it's going to trigger immediately. We're going to kill this one on the ground. He's going to die in one hit. We're going to shoot this mannequin. I don't think that killed him. It did. Just kidding. And then we're going to go to this nurse here who's going to be crawling through this hole. She should be dead. Neither of them died, apparently. She also is not dead.
Classic.
Wow.
Yo, that swing was epic.
He died.
Whom?
Are they still? She's still alive.
I'm back. That nurse did not want to go down, but thankfully we have a lot of extra shotgun ammo. This last room is, if I do it correctly, very methodical, and everything is timed and super consistent, assuming I hit my shots. There's 2 mandarins and a crawler. I'm going to run in here and turn to the left. I'm going to try to shoot this mandarin immediately so I don't get stunned. And if I turn around, there's going to be another one right here. And then if I run this way, there's going to be a crawler on the ceiling. And that's the end of the murder rooms.
Nice.
You know what I love about the mandarins? Whenever you kill them, they just like fall into the abyss. Like, ah.
All right, we got enough heals, I think. We're sitting pretty. So now, the murder rooms ends, and we're kind of trapped in here. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go? And we learn, this is where you learn how to get past that big wall of limbs at the start of Labyrinth. It's like, we can't go there, but we're going to run over here. He's mad we went in his room again. Look at him.
Wait, he tried to sleep in his bed.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, buddy. But we can't go through here. So usually we just lose the game, right?
Wait, ask him how he sleeps.
I don't think he's interested in telling us that right now.
Okay, fine.
The walls start to go away because you kind of learn that Pyramid Head causes them to move away, causes them to like be scared and run off. And we're like, wow, if only we could do that to the wall that's blocking our progress. And then we get the Buster Sword.
The great knife.
The great knife. After we sing down this hallway a little bit.
If Pyramid Head like hangs off the bed. Like, you know, head off the bed, body just kind of on
his
it.
whole pyramid just
just like
off the bed.
And his neck would be destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen it, dude? It's muscular.
Pyramid Head broke our box.
And then you stole his sword.
We're taking his sword.
Or
It's
his
only
knife.
fair. Yeah, it's a knife.
That's a knife.
You know the original Japanese version called it the Great Hatchet?
What?
Yeah, it was in like the strategy guide. It's called the Great Hatchet. Isn't a hatchet like an axe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm not sure, but honestly, we're going to be crawling around, dragging this thing for about a minute here before the next boss fight. If you have donations, now's another good time.
I absolutely have donations. We have $50 from Pitman Lionhouse, who says everything about the marathon has lived up to its name. Awesome! The runs, the runners, the prizes, the music. Keep up the great work, everyone. Less than 3. And speaking of prizes and music, did you know for a $10 minimum donation, you could be entered to win a Resident Evil 3 vinyl soundtrack? That is, $10 minimum donation is pretty low for the amount of awesome music you're going to get on there. And if you're thinking more Silent Hill, for a $10 minimum donation as well, there is a red pyramid thing plush. It is so cute, which is not something I thought I'd ever say about Pyramid Head. But definitely go to gamesdonequick.com/prizes, check those out, and see what you could be winning with your donations. And of course, gdq.com or gamesdonequick.com or gdq.gg/donate are going to get you into that donations page. You can help us upgrade the Murder of Crows difficulty for Crow Country. Right now, we do not have a Murder of Crows, which is quite tragic. We would very much like a Murder of Crows. That sounds like a good thing for Horror Block. And we're only about $1,800 away from making that happen. So again, gdq.gg/donate. Get your donations in now.
Heck yeah. We appreciate everyone's donations. Everyone's doing awesome, dude. We've been killing it, especially when you guys met this hard incentive. That was insane. I was prepared to play light, but thank you so much for all that. We're coming up now on another boss fight already. We're coming up on Edward, or Eddie, whatever you want to call him. We're about to fight him, and you know who I have to help me figure this fight out and really explain to you guys what's going on so I can focus is our good friend Maxylobes again. Maxi, if you would like to take it away on Eddie and why we're also about to see the game a little differently.
Yeah, so this is Eddie and James's visions of Silent Hill kind of merging now. You saw glimpses of Eddie's breath being very cold. You could see his breath. That means that his version of Silent Hill is very cold. I can't talk about lore for 3 hours, though, so let's talk about the boss fight. So, switching to an accessibility option here. This is going to allow Zeke to see Eddie very clearly throughout the room because it is very, very misty in here, and there's also a bunch of meat hanging around. So we're going to get a couple of rifle shot, some shotgun shots. And this first phase is pretty simple as long as you just don't get shot because good dodge. That gun does a lot of damage, and Eddie,
Eddie, please, buddy.
He's feeling fierce. So that's phase 1. Phase 2, now this is when Eddie starts to do this weird kind of teleporting thing. So Zeke is going to do his best to try and damage Eddie as much as possible and make sure that the teleporting does not happen. But it likely will because Eddie's just like that. So yeah.
You know what's kind of funny about Eddie in this fight? It's like he covered himself in the ice cream from earlier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, he's nice strawberry ice cream color. Yeah, so there's the teleporting. You can tell he's running across the entire room. Ooh, perfect. Nice. That was beautiful. Beautiful second phase. Really good.
You can get hung up on phase.
Now we got third phase. Third phase is also very difficult because Eddie starts using his gun even more, and the meat is flying everywhere. It's getting in your... Oh! Now that does a lot of damage. That is... I'm not even kidding. That is almost a one-hit kill on full health. Ooh, good dodge. Fantastic. Oh, get another. Yes, great. Woo! Oh, let's go.
Excellent fights.
Oh.
And then the ice cream turns to blood.
Yeah, so, I mean... That was rocky because Eddie really just wanted to get those gunshots off on you, but you did a lot of really good dodges there, Zeke, so great job.
Really clutch.
Thank you. Yeah, that fight is very scary for a lot of reasons. Eddie, if he runs away, that is like 30 seconds until you get to see him again. So I was a little worried about it on that first phase. He was kind of running around. Then on the third phase, he kind of started right on top of me. It was like after I shot him, so that's a little uncommon, but you didn't run away, and we didn't die. So that's what matters. So
Yeah, and also, you probably noticed, again, Zeke didn't heal, and that's because you get a full heal when you get to the dock here after the boat sequence.
Yeah, and now we're riding a boat. Going towards the light is really not much to say about it. So this would be a great time for donations before we get to the hotel.
Well, awesome, because Pyramid Head comes back again with a $25 donation and says, a poem by Pyramid Head. Roses are red. Violets are also red. Everything is brick red. There are no eye holes in this helmet. Thank you so much. And we got some family coming in. A $10 donation from Cubehead, who says, you'll have to forgive my little brother, Pyramid Head. He is just acting out for attention. Interesting family you got going on there. We also have $10 from Lotus Prince, who says, another fun fact about the Great Knife. If you look closely, you can see a screw connecting the blade to the handle. Masahiro Ito himself confirmed a few years ago that the knife was originally planned to be half of a pair of scissors, which may explain why James is able to find his own great knife in the original version of the game. Getting some fun facts in there, love to see that. Also, we are definitely making some moves on that upgrade to Murder of Crows difficulty incentive. That is now only around $1,500 away from being met, which is fantastic because we definitely want as many crows as possible, and we want them to be murderous. I don't think that's quite how that works, but Murder of Crows difficulty sounds like a lot of fun, so please keep those donations coming in there.
Yeah, that was a great little lore fact. Like I said earlier, I can't sit here and talk about lore for 3 hours because this is a speedrun.
Right.
But, you know, if anyone really does want to look up, you know, the lore of this game, there's so much detail. It's the most analyzed game in horror history.
You remember the UFO?
UFO, yep. But I want to give a shout out to Nub Zombie. Go watch what he has to say about this game.
Absolutely.
He's one of the most knowledgeable people of Silent Hill and a good friend. So.
Oh, you guys know something really fun about the Great Knife really quick in the original game? So the boat, it actually was based on your movement speed. The Great Knife you have as an item and you drag it really slow, kind of like we did here. If you equip the Great Knife before the boat, you would move at the Great Knife's movement speed on the boat because you're like paddling with it, and it is terrible. It takes like, I think, an extra 2 minutes to cross the lake.
Yeah.
Anyway, hotel.
We're in the hotel.
Otherworld Hotel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Otherworld Hotel is like, you know, this area is pretty good in terms of like speedrunning. It's very straightforward. There are certain enemies, but nothing too risky until we get down into the basement. You kind of did a little bit. I was talking, Laura, but
Just like slam the keys.
slam the keys.
Normally just trying to type sick.
Excuse me. What's supposed to happen there is Laura does that keynote and it jump scares you and it stuns James, but you can dodge right through it and trigger them both at the same time. It's a little jarring, but it's you know, we go fast. We're going to run through this hotel in a very specific way. The order in which we are doing things is incredibly important. And the reason for this, especially on hard, is because of the fireplace Mandarin that's going to come up later. I will be talking about exactly what that is once we get to that point, but we're basically running through the game to get key items in a certain order. This guy landed too close. Yeah, okay, buddy. Oh, we're not going to have fun here.
Oh my God, he's still going. They're still going.
I have to play this safe because he was a funny guy. Now I'm going to run over here. Hopefully he stays down long enough for me to get this open.
Yeah, you're good now. Good back up.
Yeah, he's not supposed to jump in front of the door, but when he does, like, they just immediately re-aggro. But it's okay. We saved it. Didn't die. But yeah, there's an area of the game later that I'm going to give a special shout out to Carcinogen, and I'll explain why if you know who Carcinogen SDA is, which you should. He's one of the GOATs. Carcinogen discovered an anti-soft locking measure that's going to make our life a lot easier. But before we get there, we have to run around and do some puzzles. So we're going to grab some books. And we're going to solve this puzzle coming up. All of these puzzles now are all going to be very input dependent. So as long as I do the inputs correctly and fast, then we will get through them fast. If I do it slow, then obviously it will be slow. There's no RNG to this at all. These are all the same. Between light, standard, and hard, all these solutions are different. Hard here actually saves time on the other categories because of the final puzzle of this area. So this one is going to be love. And this one's going to be lust. And like on different difficulties, like on light, that's instead dark wish. And I think on standard, it's I don't remember what it is on standard, but it's something else.
It's deed and done, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm so glad that's not random anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna grab a couple key items, so a lot more just like item fishing. What we're really looking for what we're looking to get here is 3 statues that will let us trigger the music box at the end of the level. which I will say, you guys, we are now in the final levels of the game for the most part. The dog and UFO ending stuff will be coming up after we finish the last boss. So you have a little while until we actually finish and cut off that bid war, but just to keep in mind that we are approaching it.
It's definitely got a bit of a gap right now, but if someone has the disposable income and wants to make the most gamer move of all time, get that UFO ending bit. Every bit counts, though. Every bit is helping us towards Prevent Cancer Foundation, so thank you so much, everyone.
Dude, this little mirror puzzle, oh my goodness.
Also, I just realized it is wild that he's picking up giant panes of glass and just putting them on.
This is James Toilet Destroyer Sunderland, man. He knows what he's doing.
Right, there's just like a dirty hand, and apparently your hands being like oven mitts of calluses. I don't know if that or he has like bloody hands already.
He is very much built differently.
Like
Constructed alternatively.
So we needed to do that mirror puzzle so we can get that that figurine here. And now there's a bunch of crawlers in here, but they really don't bother us too much. I say that, watch me get hit. Never mind, he missed. Now we're gonna go down to the basement, and this is kind of where the routing of the hotel kind of all comes together. The idea here is we're gonna have to put our items away to go downstairs. We have to because the elevator won't move otherwise. Doesn't really make sense, but we're gonna have to dump all of our items off, and we are not going to get them back. We will not be getting them back until we finish this area. And there's a very good reason for that, so let me drop all my stuff off.
So, fun fact, you can actually save 1 bit of time if you don't dump key items. Or, sorry, I think it's like personal items, like the knife, Mary's picture. They're not real, they don't exist. Oh. But yeah, you can actually enter the elevator and like, they're not real items. It's actually a fun thing, you could try it.
Hold on, we're in frame
Just,
by
yeah,
frame
this is
there.
the pause trap for the lag.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the leg to stop. I wanted to pause, and it's not really any time save, but it's to stop the Mandarins from being in places I don't know where they're going to be. He moved a little bit, so he might smack me upside my head.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's gonna scream at you.
Hey, man.
Nice.
There are 2 Mandarins down here, and we have no items. We're only expected to dodge and survive. So we have to grab a couple of things to get into the Venus bar. There's another Mandarin out here to my right, or sorry, my left. It'll be to my right when I exit. Hopefully, if he's running around, yeah, he sounds like he's on the left side, so we're gonna be fine to run through here.
So we got a VHS. When was the last time you guys touched a VHS?
Oh.
Twitch chat, how many of you know what a VHS is?
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta ask that question nowadays.
oh no.
You know what's funny? I actually got a VHS like this last year.
Where'd you find that?
Someone gifted me the tape from The Ring.
Is that really a gift? Is that the word you would use?
that
I thought it was cool. It was like the Japanese Ringu, like an actual like videotape. I haven't watched it though. I feel it's not a good idea.
Glad you waited, bud.
I wouldn't recommend watching it, but it is rude not to watch a gift.
Oh, you guys want to watch it together?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm busy that day. All right, that's the end of the basement. We get our figurine here. Now, we can't actually solve that puzzle without the items we put away. So eventually, we will need to get our items back. So this is why I'm shouting out Carcinogen, because this is the reason. This actually saved the hard category. There is a room coming up where we essentially open up a fireplace and grab the last figurine. When we grab that figurine, a Mandarin spawns in the room. When the Mandarin spawns, the speedrun strat is to go push a bookcase out of the way, and when we push it out of the way, we have to break a wall. And when we break that wall, the Mandarin becomes aggressive, and on any difficulty, it's RNG whether or not he hits you. But on hard, if he hits you, you just die. You don't actually, doesn't matter if you're full health, doesn't matter anything. He will one-shot you no matter what.
Yeah.
So this category was incredibly difficult to run for a few days until Carcinogen, who was routing a no damage, no save playthrough, discovered that if you have no items on you and you get to that hole in the wall, how are you meant to break it? The game will actually just break it for you. So we'll push it out of the way and we get to bypass it simply for free, very stress-free, actually a godsend to this category specifically, is that we do not need to break that hole. So you'll see that coming up shortly, but again, big shout out to Carcinogen SDA, long-time massive figurehead in the horror community. We love Carcy.
I definitely want to mention as well, and I guess a shout out too, but I think it was like, what, maybe 2 GDQs ago? Carcinogen SDA actually did a no damage run of RE2 Remake on the GDQ stage. So if you have time, you want to look back on the history after the event's done, definitely worth checking out.
Definitely, that was a legendary run. It was very, very cool.
He ran into the audience.
Yeah, legendary pop-off as well.
All right, we got that fireplace key, so you can probably sneak in a few donations here if you'd like.
You got it. Couple ones coming in for dog ending. $10 from Anonymous. Dog ending is canon. Ooh. We have $25 from Jade Ray, who says, just played Silent Hill 2 Remake for the first time with my partner and loved it. Can't wait to check out the old school games now. Putting my money towards the dog ending because puppies, less than 3. Thank you to everyone at GDQ for what you do. Let's come together and beat cancer. Dog ending is in the lead by about $5,000, but hey, there's still time. We're not done with the run yet. Look at that, the run's still happening. It could happen, right, everyone? Thank you. Appreciate the confidence.
All right, now we're coming up here to that Mandarin I was talking about. It is very chill now. It is not really a big deal. We get the last piece that we need right here. And then it's going to trigger this cutscene. And we're just going to run past them. And you can see the debris just kind of spawned in. The game's like, wait a minute. Where are your items at, dude? So we forgot. And we just get to run right through with absolutely no issue at all.
What a skip. Well executed.
Thank you, thank you. Very, very difficult. There's a lot of tech involved there. You know, pressing E on that wall and stuff.
But yeah, casually, that fight is ridiculously hard.
Yeah, that guy is a huge, huge pain. But now we're gonna get our items back because we need our puzzle items. We need all of our stuff. So we're gonna run over here and grab everything back. We have met all the criteria. With the frame rate in this area is not great. We have met all the criteria for all the endings that we need. So we will be making a save here after I do this puzzle, and we will be loading that save once we know which ending we're doing. Please don't do it. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, every time you switch from the west and the east side of the hotel, that just happens.
Yeah.
It's like a loading issue.
So we're gonna go ahead and go down here. We have so many items because all the New Game Plus items that we have on us kind of makes the inventory a little bit weird. Ooh, that's not right. Oh, goodness. Okay. This solution is static for every single difficulty, but then this one down below here, where you turn some keys, is very fast and hard because we have to do one each, and that's it. I still don't know the actual solution to that puzzle, and I refuse to find out.
I think it's literally just trial and error.
Yeah, it was really, really hard to figure out. So now we got the key to get to the, what is essentially the last area of the game. So now we're gonna make that save so we can set up for the dog ending or the UFO ending.
Which we can call that once the final boss is pretty much dead. So we have time. We got time.
Time for a donation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yay! $10 from Sunspot Anims, who says, I played and loved the SH2 remake when it came out, and have recently been watching a friend play through it. It's entertaining watching someone else react to all the scares and twists. Donation goes to Murder of Crows difficulty in Crow County, another game that I've recently played and adored, and it's set in my home state. Oh, that's a fun fact. And we are $3,651 out of the $5,000 needed toward that incentive, so less than $1,400 to go. You all are doing wonderful at getting progress towards upgrading that difficulty for the run coming up later tonight.
Heck yeah, man, keep it up.
It's fun if they don't let you skip this cutscene for like the first 10 seconds. You have to watch them like put in the VHS.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they do that to us, but you know.
It's the power of the moment.
Yeah. This actually really gives you an idea of what it was like to put a VHS into a TV.
But he doesn't rewind it.
He does.
Also, a fun fact. So I know the hotel looks like the other world. It's actually the main hotel. Like they do a fun lore thing where the good memories are the bad area, and then the real area is this beat up hotel.
Yeah, this kind of gives you like a glimpse into like what's going on and stuff with James. At this point in the game, all the there are really no enemies, but there's gonna be a couple before the next boss fight, and they're actually scared of James because in that cutscene you learn that your bombshell. You guys ready? James killed Mary, his wife.
No!
Yeah, he killed Mary. We were not joking earlier when I said we are actually playing as the bad guy. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. But this next area, actually, there are no normal enemies, really, that we fight. We're actually about to go boss to boss. So we have the next fight coming up, which is the hardest fight in the game, especially on hard because of how aggressive the boss is. We are about to come up on Double Pyramid Head in a couple minutes here. And then after that, we will be doing the final boss fight, which is Mary. But we are gonna just run through the hotel here. I'll give it just a quick brief on Double Pyramid Head. Bobbeigh will be doing a fantastic commentary of it to explain exactly what's going on. I kind of give you a play-by-play, but I'll explain what the boss really is. It's not one Pyramid Head, but it's two. The second Pyramid Head and the first Pyramid Head both share a health pool, and I think it's about 3,200 damage or something along those lines we have to do to end the fight. Melee does the most damage of them, but on hard, melee is really hard to do because the enemy is a lot faster. The PB heads are way faster, and the second they hit their first phase, the ceiling's gonna fall apart and they get really, really fast, which means I'm gonna have to switch to using weapons and dodging. It's gonna be a lot of dodging, a lot of running around the arena for this fight coming up here, but we're gonna kind of take a little walk through the water before we get there, coming up in a minute. So you probably have time for a couple donations here.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Monica, who says, I love this event so much. I'm always happy to donate. This year, I'm able to donate a little more, less than 3. Here's $25 to helping prevent cancer. Thank you so much. Yes, every single donation is going to support PCF. Wonderful cause. They do so much incredible work. We also have $25 from Timmy Noir, who says, Old Millennial here. I still have my VHS Alien Saga set. Who wants to binge watch? We also have $500 from Anonymous, who says, all right, it is still foggy, but I'm donating another $5. Hopefully I got this one right. Much luck to Captain Ezekiel, and can we get a huge round of applause for everyone putting time and effort to make this happen? Much love to the couch and to the amazing host. Thank you so much.
Let's go, everyone.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, you.
No, you.
All right, we are coming up here now on double PP head. You see there's a crawler right there who actually didn't mind me because they're actually scared of James. There's a lot of lore that explains that, but really it's just James is the bad guy. And we ran into Angela as well, and we learned that Silent Hill is different for her. Everything is on fire. So we get a very different understanding of it. So I'm going to focus on this fight. Bobbeigh is going to take it away in a very unique way to let you know exactly what's happening in front of your eyes.
We got ourselves a little bit of a round 2 electric boogaloo, another 1v2 with his double pyramid head. Now he can either attack at the same time in tandem or asynchronously, and Ezekiel really has to not get minked up like that, or he might get a little bit of Marvel versus Capcom tag action going on here. Does not want to get minked, does not want to get outrun or outgunned or jump attacked on. Ooh, big swing and another weave in coming in from Captain Ezekiel. That double PB head is really coming up on them, but we got another couple shotgun shells. Oh, will he take the plunge? What about this one going right here? And this is just absolutely epic. Only sustaining 1 so far, going back to get some safety ammo because we need these shells to fell these two, the Pyramid Head duo. They are coming after James. They are the PP Head duo. Oh no! Backed up against the wall. Will James bounce back from this with his shotgun shell? The blicky buck, the bragagagak, all right? James, I need a little bit more help. Oh, dodging that spring and there you go. Captain Ezekiel toppling over the 2, and now there is only 1 more standing within his way to a potential UFO or dog ending.
That was beautiful.
Bobbeigh, I gotta ask, do
That
you
was
think
so
Pyramid Head
good.
could foot dive?
What?
Do you think he could do the foot dive? The doctor?
Oh, the foot dive! You have no hope.
That was very exciting. Shout outs to Bobbeigh, FGC legend. Obviously, you could tell he's done that a few times. But we didn't die. We have not died since the one death, like I promised you guys we wouldn't. But we have one more boss in our way. That is no slouch as well. This is the Mary boss fight. As you see, she's kind of talking to us, but we're grunting. We're not listening. We're going.
Would you like to listen to donations instead?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. We have $5 from Greg, who says, the couch really want UFO ending, but you're really going to do a fellow speedrunner like peanut butter like that? Donate for dog ending. But we do have $10 from I Want to Believe, who says, I, 29M, have been looking for my wife, 25F, for 3 years. I think she's in Silent Hill, but I'm scared. Should I quit and get abducted by aliens instead? I want to believe. Thank you so much for that donation.
They could do go a little bit faster. I'm a bit scaled.
All right, we're going to pick up some ammo here to prepare for this next fight. This fight is a bit of a slog, and ammo is tight, and I have to not really miss as much as I possibly can. The Mary boss fight, phase 1 and 2 are kind of hectic. and a lot of dodging, a lot of shooting. Phase 3 is we're going to cheese her if we can by breaking her AI. But for this final boss fight, we will have Ecdycis explaining to you guys what exactly is going on here, because it is something, again, like you notice with these boss fights, I kind of have to focus.
Yeah, they're kind of ridiculous.
Yes, they're a little ridiculous. So, all right, Ek, go ahead and take it away for this final boss fight.
All right, quick thing for the lore. It's going to be leave her in water. If she's on the bed, it's Maria. However, you know what's going to happen? 3 boss fights. We got 3 phases. So phase 1 is going to be killer. She's going to summon her moths, and as well, you want to get rifle headshots. That's the big damage right now. It keeps the range. She does this yell attack. It's a big stun. I'm pretty sure you can wiggle out of it, but obviously getting stunned is bad. As well, the moths. 2-pronged. They can block your shots. You don't get blocked. So, this is kind of one of the big reasons we've been saving all this rifle ammo. More headshots, the better. She does go into this moth kind of phase. When she does that, she'll usually go across the room, which we see right there. Phase 1's pretty simple. It's nice and easy. We're doing pretty good right now as well. Oh, she does move her head a lot. Also, it's weird hitting a headshot at the bottom of someone's head. Earlier, we talked about the flesh lips kind of swings. She's doing it now. Funny, this is like literally flesh lips, but like harder. That's the way this fight works. All right, she is back once again. She's kind of throwing her all, but she should be going down in just a moment here. Honestly, phase 2 is probably the worst phase.
Okay. Let's relax.
We pop the needle, and now there's phase 1, nice and easy. Phase 2, though, I hope you like flesh lips, and the worst part, we're going up. So, we have ammo down here. We are going to be collecting it. We need to hope we get the right spot. We should. Always comes down here. And kind of the same idea. She's going to pop down. You're going to land a lot of the shots. Pretty good so far. We do need to hope that we do get a good spot on the second landing. The moths will be coming back out. They're quite annoying. And it's one of those fights that you just want to kind of dump as much of the shotgun ammo as you can here. Now, you may be wondering, why not rifle ammo? We're going to need that. Last phase, really good phase 2. This one's the easiest. Luckily for us, we can go in this corner, and then she will almost never attack you. Oh, look, there she is. She's just watching us, see? She's chilling. She's really amazed that we've been shooting her in the head this whole time. Kind of stunned, really. Anyway, while she does have the moths running around and the scream, provided nothing goes wrong, we should be home free, and time will be coming up very soon.
Time will actually be held until we choose the ending. So we're going to save time until we actually choose the ending. So this fight should be wrapping up, hopefully. Here.
Yeah, we'll mention when the speedrun official time will come up, but we are hitting that impactful moments. That is the 3rd phase down. We have one more thing to do. 4th phase, hit in 4th phase. She's on the ground, and all you have to do is hit her with anything you want. Dead. And there's the leave ending. It's a happy ending.
That is the leave ending. Happy ending, if you want to say that. But that was merry. But now I got to know, dogs or aliens?
Well, UFO put up a valiant fight, raising $5,000. But with $10,000, your winner is the dog ending.
Ooh. We all knew it was coming.
Hey, over $50,000 for charity is incredible. Thank you so much, everyone, for donating.
You see, now they need to go back into the GDQ VODs and change it from UFO 50 to dog 50.
Absolutely. So now we are going to go trigger the ending. Time will come up as soon as this cutscene starts, and then we will let the beautiful dog cutscene play. I appreciate everyone who donated for this, and very exciting. We get to see the puppy. No aliens today. Maybe next time.
I don't believe.
All right. Time will be coming up right now.
She's typing sick.
Several dogs are typing in Discord.
Fuck that shit. Slow turn.
To nie może być prawda.
And that's Silent Hill 2 Remake.
GG. I want to give one cool fact about that dog ending. In the original game, James speaks Japanese because, originally a Japanese game. And the ending there, he actually speaks Polish because he had the Polish developers.
Oh,
That's why it's Polish.
That is a good detail. But yeah, thank you again so much, everyone. I want to give a big shout out to my couch. Some very talented runners and great friends. You've seen them all during this event. You're about to see Bobbeigh run Deadly Silence later. So if you're not watching that, what are you doing? Shout outs again, GDQ. Thank you so much for having me on. Char, you were a great host, by the way. Thank you so much. Shout out to my friends, the ones in the Discord that are watching. I do appreciate it. And the Silent Hill 2 runners, and, the ones who helped me last second with a couple skips. So I do appreciate that. I'm CaptainEzekiel. I'm mostly a horror speedrunner in Resident Evil. If you like horror speedruns, I have this new 2025 challenge, if you're interested in it, where I'm going to try to break every Resident Evil game's world record. I will be trying to take one in every single game, including spin-offs and originals. So it's about 30 games. So if that's the kind of content you like, that's what I'll be doing. I can be seen at CaptainEzekiel, all one word. And again, make sure you check out my commentators. Make sure you check out the rest of the event. Again, thank you so much, production, tech, and everyone who does a fantastic job. And thanks for the donations, guys.
Thank you so much again.